music, medicine, then some. The talk the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
And welcome to Monday, August 27th episode of Talk of the Tavern. Oh, you know what? Totally didn't. Did I change that? I changed the. Okay.
Was there music?
There was, but I didn't turn the microphone around because I got the headsets on. So I couldn't. Unless I do that thing where. Okay, talk now. I'm your host, Travis. What? What?
I was just guessing on the words. I usually do a pretty good job.
You did good. You did great. You sounded beautiful. I mean, not as beautiful as you look, but
Oh,
yeah, well, you compete with yourself, you lose. That's really wrong. You compete with yourself, you. And my vices today are stumbling over words, drinking Killian's Red. Been a while since I've had this. I just found it last week. I'm very excited. I do have a cigar on, what's it called in baseball when they're on the sign in that little circle, the batter's box?
on deck.
On deck,
On deck.
thank you. That's right. I have a cigar on my dick. And I think that's... Oh! I'm excited about this. So this right here, Rojo's 5-layer dip. It's got refried beans, salsa, guacamole, sour cream, and cheddar cheese. And I love it very much.
He does.
Long time.
Biblically.
Okay, let's get around to introducing you guys. So let's start with Andrea. That is an incredible tank top, and I think that's why Andrea just made, or Elizabeth made that noise, because your tank.
What?
Yeah. But
Hooters.
you're welcome.
Check out Hooters. Oh, I have tea and a bowl of grapes. And I'm going to finish this blanket hopefully tonight.
Nice. Hell of a vice pile. What'd you say after the tank top thing? Anyhow, let's move on to the other lady in our lives, Elizabeth.
I thought for sure you were going to say Ed.
Some days I do,
know,
some
lady.
days it's you.
Back in New York, recovering, trying to recharge. This evening, my vices are sugar
Oh.
and water. And I made one earlier this evening, and I will be again, homemade lemonade with honey.
That sounds great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Awesomeness.
I do want to comment on your big gulp, though. Can you hold that up one more time for us?
I'm going to talk about my big gulp.
And your dicks.
Can you hold it up so I can see the whole cup there?
Uh,
Okay, so that's like not the really big gulp. That's like the almost big gulp.
I didn't want
It's
to
not the
stop my
biggest.
heart. Big gulp. It's medium.
You just feel like people that get the smallest one that's only like 15 ounces. It's just like they're not even trying to have a big gulp. They have a gulp.
Don't you judge me.
Well, that's what the cup says. It doesn't say big on it.
It doesn't? Does it just say gulp?
But I did get the the green straw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
you
Slurpee straw. Do you like a Slurpee straw?
There's no spoon on it.
I don't know. By the way, everybody who's listening, do make sure you click that share button just below the screen. Let your friends know you're here and you're getting in trouble and you want their support. Also, let us know what your vices are tonight as we turn to Ed and ask him, what you got, bud?
I have Bold Rock pear
Oh, how is that?
hard cider. It's yummy.
Is it?
It's pear cider. Is that what you said?
Oh, yeah.
Devnall, thank you for that subscription,
Devnall.
bud.
And water.
And water.
I need to try that pear stuff. Oh, gee.
I'm just not sure. By the way, Devnall, I want to let you know that right here,
9 months?
we have your names when you subscribed right in here. So,
Did you put it again?
no, I only put it one time.
See, I put it every time because every time count.
Well, it does count. That's why I thank him every time.
Well, on my
Thanks for
channel.
making me look bad on my own show.
You're welcome. You have all those cigar wrappers.
I know. I could do this. But your thing's only so big. I can't keep stuffing
I got
more
more
of
of
my
'em.
things in it.
Yeah, you can. I got more of them.
Yeah.
This doesn't fit the thing I was going for now, and it's just weird. Like you
Moving
got
on.
like alien pussy or something. I got 4 pussy.
Hey,
What?
you have to change that subscriber goal number.
Actually, I think because he resubscribed, it's not going to show.
Oh,
I think that was with it, but I'm going to check it right now. It's
it's trying to help.
I know. No, it did. This time it did. Woohoo!
It's 10 now?
Hold on, Devnal. You made something get bigger.
Oh.
Thank you for the bits,
Woohoo.
pickle lady.
Absolutely.
Every bit
Oh my
helps.
God. What did I see today? It was a sack of pickles. A
Oh.
little sack of pickles. I don't know. It's next to the Lunchables.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
They
basically
do have
Mhm.
sealed pickles. They have sealed pickles, and Mount Olive did it in a little guy's plastic container. So
This
I would
one-
take it with me wherever I went.
Oh.
You ever seen the pickles that come in the bag?
Yeah.
Like a single pickle in like this. It's not plastic. It's not vinyl. It's some weird hybrid
It's
thing.
pineapple.
Enormous. It's an enormous pickle.
Well, this was
Well,
that,
this
except
is
they were pickle
chips.
chips.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a new thing.
Oh.
So you'd have like this little watery sack of pickle to put in your mouth.
Yes. Or you can freeze them to where they just get a little slushy, and then you can still pull them out and eat them that way on a cold day, a hot day.
Interesting.
Like the pickle slushy from Sonic.
And in the Berlin Zoo, I'll never forget it. There's two things I remember. I remember the Vogelspinner bird spider. My brother and I stood there when they fed it, which was horrifying. And walking around seeing people popping because you could buy them.
Okay, I'm missing some words or not understanding. For what were they feeding?
Did you say they're popping narwhals?
Oh, I'm sorry. A Vogelspinner, a bird spider.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
okay.
they fed it, and they released little sparrows, and they're flying around for a little bit, and then they got stuck on webbing. And
I have sold those in pet stores.
yeah, it was horrible. It's just a nightmare.
Why do you tell us these things? Nature sucks.
It was a big spider.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've sold
And we
those.
looked- Have you?
Yeah, when working in a pet store in North Carolina, we had those. I don't know if it was the exact same breed, but we had bird spiders. Now, what was the
Oh,
other
it-
thing? What were they popping and opening and eating?
Pickles.
Pickles.
Oh.
They
They
pop.
had enormous. I'm not kidding. Not quite that big, but yes. But
I saw cucumbers like that today at the store.
I was
yeah,
just
on
doing
hot
that.
days, you could go buy a huge pickle. I mean, beautiful.
I don't know if I can do that.
I don't think I could either. Well,
I could. I'd be like, oh,
That's how he eats the pickles. It's
only when there's nervous people. Hey, you want to see what a craft project I did earlier last week? I don't think I've shown this off yet. So because we're getting postcards here at Talk of the Tavern, I have made a postcard photo album.
Odd.
Yeah, I think Otter likes it.
oh,
This way, if anybody sends us a postcard, we could pop it in here and
I should give you all the ones I have. Put in there.
you could. And if anybody's like, how do I send you a postcard? Address is below. Just go look. You'll find
You
it.
could send more than just postcards. Like, did I show the Well, did I show what we got before? Zoe sent the second volume of the comic book. She
That
did.
she wrote.
awesome.
Yeah, because I had the first one and I didn't realize that was her. Had it for a long time. I didn't realize that was her. Oh,
Mm.
now the second one.
So I am not seeing any chit chat from anybody in the chat. Is anybody else? I mean,
No.
is anybody
No, I'm
typing anything tonight? It's let me see who's there. Because it's
Well, Devinall. I saw Devinall.
well, I saw his subscription. Oh, there's the
He
skipper.
said howdy. Zoe's doing it. She's working. She's like, leave me alone. I'm working.
Well,
I'm
like-
just listening.
Bob is there, and Jewel is there, and then Devnall, and a few others. So I'm just checking. Yeah, Toei and Skipper.
So we said something. Devnall said something.
Okay. Well, I know Devnall subscribed and it said howdy under that. So, okay, just making sure it's not broken that they're being quiet
Because
as
he
opposed
wrote
to.
that.
I got a postcard.
What do you get?
Yeah?
Hey, I got one like that.
That's
is
so
that
pretty.
is that from Skipper?
I
Uh-huh.
believe so. Yes.
I couldn't read the writing on the
It's
Thank
Jamin,
you.
yeah.
There's
you.
Bob. And there's Jewel. Hey guys, good to see you. Toei, keep on working.
I don't want to do jumping jacks, Bob, because Travis will tell the story, but he dragged me out into the woods.
Okay. Now, before we get into that, yes, Ed?
Read the two lines together, though.
It's time for the girls to stand up and do jumping jacks eating Domino's pizza.
I don't have Domino's pizza. They don't deliver.
Not
They'll
to
meet
hear,
us 2 miles down the road, though.
because we live in the country. Did everybody get through all their vices and everything? Let's start that before.
Sure.
Does anybody have any stories from the past 6.5 days that they want to talk about before I go into not shutting up about all this other
No,
stuff?
but next week I will be, well, because the video I'm working on for work, once
Mhm.
it's done and up and public, I will talk about it next week and share it. So, but not today.
Okay. What about you, Ed? Do you have anything? Oh, I'm sorry, Elizabeth.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the value of a college degree these days.
Huh.
How much?
Because I work security at a logistics company. Having a conversation with one of the operations managers one morning, who has a degree in logistics management. What the hell is my computer doing? I didn't pop that up there.
Is it porn?
Anyway, no.
Oh.
He has a degree in logistics management, and we're talking, and he's talking about the business, how they can't keep anybody, and I'm thinking it's because you work them to death and you pay them shit. But anyway.
Mhm.
And he says, we've just lost 3 people to the inland port. We have an inland port here in Front World nearby. And he's like, I got to look at a map and see what river goes through there. Because it's got to be a pretty big river for shipping containers to be coming inland. And I'm like, you do know they come in by rail car, right? And they ship them up by truck. Really? No, that can't be right. It's an inland port, so it's got to be a river. And I'm like, he's got a degree in logistics management. He must have missed that damn class.
Like
Wow.
basic research class?
Look at the difference you're already making.
I'm thinking fire him and give me his salary.
There you go. Oh, I did this week. I made this.
You did it, girl.
That's about it. That and work.
Something else, as Andrea and I discuss, her job, my job, is I've come to realize that if I get hired as seasonal where she works, it pays $4 or more an hour than where I work.
Than what I make.
Well, and then what she makes, but
I'm like, man, I'm gonna quit and apply again for seasonal. Whatever.
crazy.
I agreed
Mhm.
to this paycheck. I agreed to this payment, and anytime I don't agree with it, I can leave. I have that choice.
That's right. And then they have the
Opening
choice of
to-
hiring you back. Opening toast. What do you got?
Opening toast.
What is it? Here's the toast.
Toast.
Toast
Butter.
with
You're never stuck anywhere unless you choose to.
There we go. Okay, Elizabeth, you were about to
Unless it's
say,
in a well, and you must put the lotion in the basket.
"Don't eat my pen, kitty. Don't eat my pen."
I
Yes, Elizabeth.
first want to say, as an extension, as an extension from the spider. When I was in Virginia, I think I mentioned it last week. It was a little fuzzy for me. I killed 26 black widows in the garage.
And by that she means the spider, not ethnic women who lost a husband.
Thank you for clarifying.
It's
that.
important with this crowd that we cover that.
Obligatory, I guess. And just so you know, I am incredibly arachnophobic. Better
Oh,
over the
you don't want
years.
to see this then. Oh, you can't see it.
I cannot imagine anyone doing that to me. Terrible. As a child, I have a power of can hear spiders. Child is very powerful, and I find a bug in my room. Parents, you can call them up right now. 5 356 blah blah blah, and they'll tell you stories of me being a toddler, not being able to quite speak yet, reaching, pointing at something, and they would search the whole room and they would find that one bug. And to kill these spiders, for me, I do it because my parents are both elderly, and one's on Coumadin, and it was, I can hear them. Black widows, most spiders just say, I'm here. I'm here. Black widows say, I am dead. I am dead. I know they're not, but that's their attitude.
Gotcha.
I used a rubber mallet, cleaned out the whole garage. I only started counting out loud when I was 20. And for me, it was a freaking nightmare. And for the spiders, it was the end of day.
Spider apocalypse.
I thought it was amusing because the little thin spiders, the dandelion, were up high. I leave them alone because they're not poisonous, and they witnessed death. They witnessed me
From on
smash,
high.
killing. It is sad, and black widow eggs do not crush. Mirror. There you go. I went up a level. Two more than last year. And I didn't even get half of them. Oh.
Bob has a question. He's like, were they 0.04% Black Widows?
I didn't see anyone running with the egg sacs on their back. And the other thing I have to say, and this is regarding healthcare, we started talking healthcare professionals we dealt with a lot in the last couple of weeks, and with my father. And then I came home with my own chiropractor, and I'm having very bad issues with one wrist. He finally says, oh, well, the thumb joint probably deteriorated, so maybe you should come in more often. And I say, because I always ask about exercises, things I could do, why the fuck didn't you tell me this 2 months ago when it started? That I need to come in more often, perhaps prevent the damage. Oh, that's it. That's the healthcare in America. I had to drag answers out from my father's doctors. I had to drag them out from my doctor. They just really don't give a fuck, or they're so busy they can't, or whatever. It's always the patient's fault that we don't know how to prevent deterioration of my thumb. That, and I'm starting to think about changing chiropractic.
Oh.
Now might be the time, right?
No, when the bill runs out.
Bob has some medical advice for you. Indian thumb wrestling will help your thumb. The hell, Bob?
Anyway, it's
Toey,
always a big
good.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Joey.
Toey says, I wish we had AI doctors. At least they would communicate with you.
Probably. And wouldn't be so worn out because they have to take on so much just to.
It might make sense, huh?
Mm-hmm.
My cat is eating my pen, if you know what I mean.
I mean, I get worn out. I get worn out with. There's no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's the parents' issue. But I know going in, I'm going to deal with children, and they're probably, it's in the Bronx. They're probably going to have a lot of issues. Okay. When you go into the healthcare system, you're not seeing people that are happy skipping into the office. They're going to be in pain.
Are you sure? Nobody told me that.
Maybe they don't want to tell me because then I'll get better, and then they don't have to come to chiropractor.
That's it.
Maybe.
Apparently, I get it out of them. Yeah.
See, the nanotechnology, that'll fix stuff. Maybe.
Message.
Then I can manipulate gravity. That'd be awesome.
Message for you, Andrea.
Oh. It says Hooters, you know who.
Okay, and let me do this. So everybody who I think you guys probably already know, but gonna mention this, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, Andrea runs or hosts tabletop
The
role-playing
greatest
games.
game ever.
Tabletop role-playing games on her channel. And you guys are welcome to join us, throw out suggestions during the games, etc. It's really a good time. Tuesdays are Steampunk Mysteries, Cthulhu meets Scooby-Doo. Wednesdays is Space Adventures, where it's like Firefly meets Three Stooges. And Thursday is those two women right there that you're staring at as superheroes.
We're awesome.
Definitely.
Oh, I still need those pictures, Elizabeth, so I can put them up for the thumbnails for the thing. Whenever. Anything you draw that you drew during the game. Yeah, that.
And we are looking at doing a
barely
website.
awake.
I know.
Yeah, we are looking at doing a website as well as a logo and getting cool things out there.
Well, now that I learned how to, save videos and make a thumbnail picture, I used your pictures already, like the ones you drew.
Oh my.
And then Travis is going to make a thing for the Talk of the Tavern YouTube channel, and it'll be just a category for the games.
Yeah, so the games will be documented online forever. Well, at least till the infrastructure collapses and servers go down.
Whatever.
Okay, speaking of things collapsing or being built up, I have a few things. Andrea and I have both quasi-permanently shut down our Facebook pages. And by that I mean
I got rid of mine.
You can deactivate them, but you can't delete them.
If you want to keep Messenger, you have to deactivate, not delete.
Right. Well, they don't let you delete it. You can't delete it. Mm-mm.
You have to go through 500 steps. It's a bunch of crap, but yeah.
I had 2 separate accounts. I wasn't able to do it on either one of mine.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't delete them. To remove everything, I had to delete all the pictures, remove all the friends. John, good to see you. Sorry we didn't make it to breakfast yesterday. Or today. Shit, that was today.
Today.
But I'll tell you what we did instead, which I'll get to that story in a minute.
Oh, God.
But also, this past weekend apparently marked the 25th 5th anniversary. It feels like 25. 5th anniversary of Andrea and I as we started dating. So there we go for that.
Officially, yeah.
Officially.
Because we were friends before.
When I asked her to, literally I asked her, do you want to go steady?
Yeah.
Which to me meant, and I explained, that means exclusive, not seeing others, etc. Because people don't.
Because nowadays,
So she springs this on me this weekend. I'm not big on birthdays, holidays, or anniversaries, but she's like, oh, I did stuff for you for our anniversary. And I'm like, well, don't diggity damn it. And I'm like, okay, maybe I could do something. She's been talking about going on a picnic for years. We've gone on them before. It's just been a while as life went on, but I'm working doubles and everything. So I tell her yesterday, how about we go for a picnic? Because frankly, last week on payday, it was a big bill day, and basically the bank account is to a point where we ain't doing much else. But we had enough gas money, we had food here, and a couple bucks to hit the grocery store. Figure we'll go do a picnic. So we go, okay, this is cool. And Andrea's like, let's get up early. I'm like, great. So leave at 10? And she's like, no, leave at 7. So we get out there before it's hot.
On your day off?
I'm like, okay, we got to get up at 6 to do this. And I'm getting home at 1 or 2 in the morning. And she's like...
So we got up at 7.
She's like, okay, we'll get up at 7. I'm like, cool. So her alarm goes off at 7, and I start to get up, and she's like, where are you going? I'm like, your alarm went off. She goes, I wanted to cuddle. I'm like,
it's too early.
Okay. So I lay back down, and then she's like, did you set your alarm? I'm like, no, you set yours. And she goes, oh, we might fall back asleep. I'm like, you wanted to cuddle. That's what we do when we cuddle. We fall asleep. So here we are, 2 hours later. We stop by Walmart, pick up a few things. Of course, I wanted to pick up everything. I'm like, I want watermelon, and I want oranges, and I want grapes, and I want strawberries, and I want the 5-layer dip, and I want that sandwich, and I want these crackers. And Andrea's like, dude, stop. And she's like just vetoing my choices, which is probably good because we got. You ever have one of those backpack picnic kits? Well, thank you, Dev. No, appreciate it. Anybody ever have one
It's
of the
500 degrees outside, and he wants to get all this food.
things with milk products? So you guys ever seen the
Yeah.
backpack?
Egg salad.
Yeah, that's right. I did look at potato salad and egg salad
And I'm
and
like,
chicken salad and
no.
coleslaw. So have you seen the backpacks that you unzip and it's got the plates and the wine glasses and the cutting board and all this?
We have.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's really cool. It's like insulated and everything.
And it has like she's saying, insulated cooler in it and a place for a wine bottle. Okay. So we get that and we put like our 2 bottles of water and 1 thing of soda and Andrea's lemonade, and then there's like no room for anything else because it's teeny. Apparently you can only bring finger sandwiches and you need a separate cooler for drinks. So we go to Belle Isle State Park, which I know Ed has at least heard of. And I warned Andrea, I'm like, we gotta dress like it's summer because it's gonna be in the 90s today. And we're in Virginia and we're going into swamp area and it's gonna be humid. So we get there and I drive.
grabbed my inhaler.
Yeah, because she has asthma. It just doesn't hit often. So we go to the end of the park, and there's camping. Then there's what they call primitive camping, which means there's no electric, no building for bathrooms, just porta potties.
And people wear long cloths.
I guess. And have spears. It's terrifying. And it is a 1.9-mile hike from the parking lot to the primitive camping.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, so we can go there. And by the way, this relates back to our survivalist show. Andrea doesn't necessarily think about certain things because it upsets her. Such as when we had Greg and Flick on, we talked about the pollution of the oceans, and suddenly she got into a big recycling kit because it actually very much bothers her. After the survivalist show...
I do a little bit now, but I'm like...
Yeah, but she got like OCD about it. And after our survivalist show, Andrea is just like, you know what? Shit goes down. I'm dead. That's all there is to it.
I'm going to pile the cats and cuddle them until we all die and they eat my face.
But you got skills, girl.
Well, she's got skills, but she doesn't like seeing the animal she's going to eat before it's dead. Or, seeing it taken apart.
At the grocery store, they have no face. It's okay.
And
I'm not a hunter.
Sandra, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. But then we have, she's like, I don't like raw vegetables. I'm like, we can cook them. And she's like, nope, I'm just going to die if something goes down and society collapses and we have to live off the land. So here we are in the park, and she's starting, her anxiety is kicking up. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Appreciate that. And her anxiety is kicking up. So I'm like, okay, I can't call it off yet because she's having, it's just the popcorn.
Oh God, it is that type of story. It is.
Because I'm torn between, the whole philosophy that we all sometimes have of suck it up and deal with your shit, and versus, aw, are you okay? Versus, I'll take care of it all. Just sit down. I got this. So I'm like, okay, we're not going to walk the 2-mile hike in mid 90-degree weather with humidity so thick you can see the air around you.
Yeah.
So we're going to go park over here, and this only looks to be about a 1/3 to 1/2 mile. And we go over there, and as I'm walking back to the car, she is getting emotionally distraught because she's thinking about the survivalist show and all this, and it's working up on her. And I'm holding her hand, and I giggle. And she looks at me. I'm like, well, it'd just be funny if I'm like, come on, honey, we're going to go for a walk as you're crying and I'm dragging you by the hand into the woods. And she's like, you're not helping.
You should have picked up a tire iron as you were walking along.
Well, see, and I like to go hiking and I like to do trails, but the trail to get to this campground there was no cover, so it's in the blaring sun.
So we moved to the new parking lot, check the trail markers, head out. Yeah, and it's along there's soy fields, right between the woods and the soy fields. So the sun is beating down. You've got a tractor's width of a path. Now, we left the food in the car. It's in a cooler. It's in the car. We
Just
were
took
going
water.
to hike before we ate because we didn't want to try to do this on a full stomach and pass out in the grass because, and it was hot and we were a little miserable. And she's trailing 10 to 20 feet behind me. And it sounds like she's in a constant ninja attack. Because I'm walking along and there's the bugs buzzing. She is all, and I look back and she is just full kung fu mode, just over there, just going crazy with it. And I'm like, okay, nothing I can do. She's doing okay. Come on. And then we hit the woods where the trail goes into the woods towards the group primitive campground. We walk through that tree line and the bugs get like 10 times worse. Because now it's shady and hot and humid. And we walk a little bit more, and I'm like, okay, we're done. And she's like, what? I'm like, no. The bottom line is I don't want to drag all kinds of equipment a half mile through the heat and the bugs to sit there and be attacked and be miserable in the heat and the bugs. If we're going to camp over there in the place where they have neatly groomed the trees, or at least trimmed them back, and they spray for bugs. And everybody has their car, and you have water and a bathroom in a stone building 50 feet that way. And she's like, but don't you want to go on? I'm like, no, it's...
Well, because I'm smacking myself. There was bad horseflies out there. As we come out of the woods, going back to the car, I have welts all over my arms and my face from the horseflies and the mosquitoes. I don't like nature fight.
You needed a rubber mallet. I used to kill the spider.
Yeah, but these are horseflies that land on me. Smack. I don't like nature. It bites me.
I'll be like, hold still, honey. You're going to feel a little thump.
The kids going out there to go kayaking, and here I am getting hit with a hammer. What the hell?
It's just a walk in the woods.
I'm helping her. I'm helping.
It's like Tuesday night game last week. They saw the players saw something horrible, and they're like, I grab a 14-inch pipe wrench. Somebody else is like, I grab an iron pipe. Andrea's like, I grab this. And I'm like, what about Barnabas, who's the NPC that they're dragging along? They're like, we'll give him the rubber mallet. And by the way, he hit the most often. Just to be
I was going to say, you can do a lot. I was deaf with the rubber mallet. I sweat across the... So,
Ed, it might be one of those things when I finally go camping, it'll just be Aiden and I while Andrea stays home with the cats.
Yeah, I can't leave them alone. What if it's the end of the world? I can't just... No.
Well, Andrew's like, we can camp in the winter. I'm like, you get cold at 70 degrees.
But there's no bugs.
There is no bugs. That definitely helps. But I'm not going to drag you out and I'm not going out. When it drops below like 40 degrees, 45 degrees at night, I'm like, I'm just not comfortable anymore.
I have friends that are survivalists, and they ask me, every time I go back to visit, do you have an exit strategy? Are you prepared in New York? And I always say yes. Say, what's your plan? Say, SOL. Unless you get out early, there's a million. I'm
just grab the beer and watch the panic.
I'm going to Valhalla. I'm going to go pick a fight and just see you there.
I thought you were jumping in the sound and swimming south.
Oh!
I'll give it a shot.
The lizard.
What? You want to tell the lizard story? Is that what you said?
Oh, I said she'll be there with the lizard. Okay.
That's right, the lizard.
Because we have cats, if nobody's noticed. We have a few cats. And Mr. Bitey Otter, he's the one that's really chilled out, and He's soft and cute, and he was running hell through the house. A skink got in the house.
And that's a skink with an I, not an A.
Okay.
Or a skunk.
Or a U.
It's a little lizard that has a blue tail, and when it's frightened, its tail falls off.
Sexually promiscuous neighbor. Okay.
Any of y'all need your dick sucked? I thought you were a chick.
No.
Go
And
on.
what happened to the poor skink?
Well, the little skink gets in, and I'm all for letting them hunt. But I'm like, oh my God, this
The
poor
skink?
thing, I'm going to sit here. Letting the cats hunt.
Oh.
You know, Mr. Body Otter, he gets it, he has it in his mouth, he runs around, it jumps out, he runs after it, picks it back up. While the other ones are playing with the tail that's flopping around the floor. Because they're like prisoners
Happens
in
to
the
me all the
house.
time.
Your tail falls off?
Now I play with tail that flops around on the floor.
Yeah,
All around the house. All over the place.
Do you
Well,
get,
because the
do you get
cats are
skanks
like
to come in too?
prisoners. They don't get to hunt very much. Because they're indoor cats, and we're like, no, you stay here. This is your life. So I'll let them chase the moths or whatever. But this little lizard, I'm torn. I'm like, oh, I want them to hunt and hone their skills in case I have to let them go because it's the end of the world.
We do a survivor
But I'm like,
show.
oh my
She gets
God,
a
I'm
bonus
watching.
skill to get about the cat.
But then I'm like, oh my God, I'm letting this lizard die. Horrible death. It's trying to run away and it's limping. And so I researched. I'm like, are these toxic to cats? They are. Oh shit, I don't want my cats to die. Get the lizard out of Mr. Bitey Otter's mouth. He's very disappointed. Take this little thing with its broken leg and I put it out in the garden. I'm like, okay,
did you
little
splint
guy.
the leg? Did you put the
No,
tail
but
out
I
with
did.
the
I
rest
did,
of
and
it?
I put the tail beside him, both pieces of his tail.
It's like threatening him. It's like, remember, this is
And I'm
what
like,
happens if you come in my house. Take it
I'm like,
with you so
okay,
you
little
don't
guy, go
forget.
survive,
Yeah.
go live, be
That's even
free.
more evil.
And it's horrible. And then, a little bit, well, later I go outside because I
This
take the
is a
trash can out to
message
scrub
for
the.
your friends.
That's right.
I go to scrub the trash can.
Now you got a tail, cow.
You put it on the pillow next to him while he's sleeping.
Earrings.
Okay, so you're scrubbing
See,
the
now
trash
I
can.
feel really horrible. Y'all are assholes. I go back outside later because I clean the trash can and everything. And then on the porch, we have a little table and chairs. On the table,
Family dinner with lizards.
on the table is the lizard. I'm like, the hell? He crawled back on the porch, and this is like right beside the door. He's trying to get back in the house, but he dies before he gets in. What the hell? And I tell Elizabeth this story. She's like, maybe he had a message to deliver.
I ain't scared of yous.
He probably went down the stairs and there was like a snake waiting for him. So he climbs up the stairs. He's crap. Damned if I did. Damned if I. And then he was fine until you open the door. She's back. The heart.
His little gimpy leg, and he's got a hole in him from the cat. I'm just.
He was there to get that one cat hair or claw they needed to make the potion to save his youngest child from this. And he never returned.
Oh, God.
So
It's so exciting
on
here.
the way home from hiking or kung fu, whichever way you want to look at it, we stopped by the post office. I'm like, I got it. Just wait in the car, and I pop into the post office to check the P.O.
Oh, God.
Now, I'm in there 30 seconds. I come back out, and Andrea's lip is sticking out. Her eyes are squinty, and she's going... And I'm like, you okay? And she's like, I'm like, okay. And we start to drive, and I look over, and she's getting worse. She's working up more. I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm like, what happened? She's like, I need the cats. And I'm like, what happened? Because she was reading something on her phone when I got in the car. And I'm like, oh my God, did somebody die? Did she message somebody? Did bad news? Did the cats text her that one of them died? What happened here? And she's like, I need the cats because I'm like, did you read something on the internet? And she's like, yes. And then she burst into full tears. And I'm just like, okay, we'll be home in a minute.
I need to stop reading articles.
Well, what was the article?
Okay. It wasn't bad, but it's just like, oh my God, see, I'm crying now because people suck. Like if you have a pet and it's really old and it's fucked up and you need to make the decision.
Break off its
parent.
tail and put it on
Yeah,
the pillow next to it.
You made the decision to take them to the vet or whatever to be put out of their pain and misery. It's like, this article is like, it's a big decision and your pet is, while they're part of your life, you are their life because you're all they know and this and that. Don't drop them off at this strange vet or wherever to have them put down. Stay with them. I'm like, oh my God, there's people that won't stay there.
Bob, you're kind of right.
I lost it.
Yeah. And then we get home, and I'm like, oh, this reminds me. I think I told you, my brother confessed to me, and when we confessed using the term loosely, he told me outright, doesn't matter. Whenever they can't afford to put one of their cats down because they're cat people, they take it to the local pound as a stray when its medical issues get too bad. And they're like, I just found a stray, and they drop it off. So the last little bit of his life while the pound is figuring out it's sick and trying to adopt it out, it's amongst strangers and everything. Yes, Elizabeth?
So, what is your brother going to do, like, when parents get sick, family members?
Now, his wife
Drop
is
him off.
20 years older than him.
That is cruel. Your brother's an asshole.
I know,
lost
Sandra,
a little
it is
respect
so
for him.
sad.
Yeah, it is.
And not in a good way. We are good assholes.
Yeah,
That guy,
We're clean assholes.
he's a dirty asshole.
that is really cruel.
Yeah,
that is so indifferent. What would he do to a person? I always think that. Because,
Bob, you're
animals
an
are a
asshole.
practice. Serial killers practice on animals because it's a simple step. Go from an animal to a person. It's not a far leap.
Oh, considering
That
I have
frightens
8 cats I take care of, if the world does end, apparently me going, I'll put down anybody who threatens us, is kind of hollow. I'm like, I'll take them in, adopt them, and give them a box to poop in.
You get hungry enough.
Hi, Kennedy.
You start looking pretty tasty. Good to have 8 cats.
See, and it just made me
Start
sad
breeding.
because I remember when I had to make that decision because my cat was really bad off and they couldn't do anything. I stayed with her.
Mm-hmm.
What did
So I'm agreeing the old people, give the cats the local Korean rest. The bottom line is just be there when you
whatever?
pick a
Somebody's
pet.
going to enjoy them.
I have been there for every pet I could. Kennedy says I didn't do the animal killing first, straight to humans. Good for you, Kennedy. Way to
All right,
jump the shark there. It's you're an overachiever. Put the rest of us to shame.
I've just been a mess today, so
I just doesn't make sense to me. When you get a pet, you commit. And
Yeah.
If you only want to commit a couple of years, get a rat. Hamster.
Yeah. Or a
You wanna-
goldfish for a couple
Yeah.
hours.
If you're not willing to commit, I don't understand that. I don't.
Heaven
That's really-
forbid, don't get a bird.
Oh, they'll
It's-
Or
outlive you.
parrot. Oh,
Well, we put them when they're used to wide open spaces. We put them in this 4 foot by 3 foot by 6 foot
Mhm.
cage if they're lucky, and then we trim their wings so they can't fly. Then we make them have to bond to us because there's no one else. And then 3 years later, of their 80+ year lifespan, we're like, oh, let me just give you to strangers. Dick.
no.
I would be so resentful if I was put in a cage and never allowed to swim again, but just stare at the.
I know, it's so sad, right?
People are like, let me put them by the window so they can hear the other birds. I'm like,
That is so cruel. That is so cruel.
Ah,
buy the buffet, but you can't have any. Oh,
That's right.
Well, see, we discussed this. We have a lot of cats. It just happened. But we discussed it because, and we have to make arrangements. We don't travel as much anymore because they come pretty much first.
Yep.
We chose to keep them here. They're our little prisoners.
And we realize that in a very, most people don't realize when you take a pet, even a domesticated one, and make it a house pet,
It's
you're
prison.
psychologically damaging them a little bit. Because now some animals have had it bred enough, especially some specific breeds of dogs that sit in purses for 6 to 8 hours without pooping. Or do they poop? I don't know. I've never put a dog in a purse.
Sometimes they do.
Um,
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
$20.
yeah.
But like, if they, and the thing that gets me, sometimes dogs are locked in the house all day and they
I
go
know.
to the bathroom on the floor and they get beat for it. That's hard. That's humiliating for the dog. They don't want to, but they can't get out. So I'm not a vegetarian. I think animals are tasty, but you should still be nice to your cats.
Kennedy
Whatever.
says, I like the rat idea. Next time I see one on the R platform, I'm taking it home.
I've had rats as pets. They're so smart and loving.
They
They'll
are.
play. They're very playful.
But Kennedy, if you can really commit for at least 5 to 8 years, you can also take a homeless person home. That's their life expectancy. But they will pee on the couch. Be careful.
Yeah, they're not potty trained.
I got very close to getting a rat here, but I can't find anyone that would watch it for me. while we're out.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no way. People are
Xander,
very judgmental.
They can,
There's
but they do
this.
make great pets. They definitely do.
Once again, when I anytime I've ever had a pet, or however people want to say it, I've always afforded them as they determine their own personality. That when they come with me, we're going to play a lot, going to interact, and we're going to live together and live life. And I've traveled with them. They get very good about riding in cars, and
Well, thank
I'm with
goodness
them
you
to the
applied
end.
that philosophy to pets, but not boyfriends.
I
You're
know.
gonna
They're
come
not
with
good at
me.
riding in cars.
They won't get in the car.
You need different candy.
You want a lollipop?
I am the lollipop. Oh,
Like it.
Oh.
Like it. Bob says, when I was in Brooklyn a few weeks back, I saw a rat as big as a cat. And Kennedy says, I'm
Wow.
trying to get rid of a...
You were in Brooklyn? What?
Today I found a bug in the kitchen. It was so big.
How big was it?
I was so big, I heard it. And I turned my head. So I was just getting ready to leave. And I said, and it heard me. And it started running faster.
Oh, you didn't get a little harness for it?
Oh no, I got him in the other bedroom, and I just drowned him in bugs.
I was gonna say, you gave him his own room? Is he paying rent?
Yeah, he's got his own room, man. As long as he smokes outside.
I'm going to show you this. This is a horsefly that was on my, and I'm going to show it to both cameras here. So I'll start with the crew here. That was on the front glass of my door.
Ah,
Yeah.
Now for the other viewers here, let the light happen.
Well,
That horsefly must have been with the wings 1.5 inches.
those were that's about how big the ones were that were biting me today.
no, they hurt. Oh, they hurt.
God.
They were the size of a cat.
You guys went out. Okay, let me get this straight. You went hiking in Virginia or walking, and you didn't put bug spray on.
Yeah, I thought of that.
Like, cool. I'm in the garage.
Well, it's on the porch and I forgot with the sunscreen.
Well, you know better. Now I bet you won't forget again.
See, I'm
I
one of
won't
those
be going
people.
out there anytime soon.
Bugs,
I bet.
bugs don't chew on me as much as they chew on others. So I'm walking through with an occasional bzzz, and I'm like this, and Andrea's back there full kung fu.
It was like a cloud of bugs. It was horrible.
I turn around, she's just a skull with the flesh torn away.
You know that sound mosquitoes make, right? Well, they were like in my ear. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
They're setting up shop. They got little lawn chairs and fans.
Well, and because I had my hair in a ponytail, they were getting caught in my ponytail.
Selling. They're selling. Hey, you want
On the hair, you could hear them going, oh.
Yeah, it
swinging
was.
from
It
side
was
to side.
I'm sorry. What a horrible experience.
Tempe. See, Tempe gets eaten alive too. Now,
Yes,
Tempe,
she does.
You do mean
Mhm.
the bugs as opposed to.
Mhm.
Oh.
Mhm.
So, good times. And good to see you, Tempe. I did start
Well.
reading your book and I was going to try it on air, and then I realized I would get so caught up in it I'd forget to talk, and then people would just come on camera and there'd be Travis going like this.
That's not creepy.
So I'm going to attempt to do it when not on air, so I can actually get through a bit without worrying about it. Kennedy says it's amazing how some people are freaked out by a bug inside of the house only.
Depends on the bug.
It very much depends on the bug. Like the horse flies, I'm aware of them because fuck
I
your
don't like
shit
them.
up. But you give me a cockroach and I'm upset. But like grasshoppers, they're bouncing around, flopping around. They're cool.
And the cats are
Cicada.
chasing them, Same with the moth.
We saw a 3-inch cicada, and it was probably as thick as that. Let's just go with that.
Uh-huh. It was.
I was at the house with my mother making dinner, and I was mixing something in I think I was making cookies, and a little moth went by, and she said, "Oh my God, get it!" And I just wiped it on the pants, and she's like, "Okay." And she said I didn't stop stirring. She said, "Well done."
You learn that shit on the
Couple
subway.
I walked on the subway today, and 4 people are standing there doing this, and then and the doors boom boom closed behind me. I don't know what they got worked up about, but
Were you gassy? What
didn't
happened
ask.
there?
I kept my head down and I got out of it. Stops.
Okay.
Smart. Yeah, when people are freaking out, catch the next one.
Oh, I got one quick thing to say because I'm very opinionated.
This will be new. Go on.
No.
I live. Gentlemen do live in New York City.
Oh.
And I love gentlemen, and I go out of my way to thank them if I see them doing something. I got back. My trip back on Wednesday was delayed, very late. Andrea can attest to the size of my luggage.
Oh my God. Cute.
It's a military bag built for like young 18-year-olds, full of muscle, able to carry it. And I thought, I can drag this, no problem. Well, a little problem, but I got it. The first set of stairs, I get off the train, a man offers to help carry it for me. And he just lifted it up, and we parted ways. And then another set of stairs, another guy, real big black guy, came up, offered to help me. Not a problem.
And they didn't run off with it. That's
And
awesome.
they didn't run off with it, and they called me ma'am, and it was fabulous, and they were both kind of good looking. And gentlemen do exist, and I thank them both for being gentlemen.
They were fucking aliens, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Men in
judge who
Black
they're
4,
fucking.
you'll
Whatever.
see 'em. Oh,
At first, I said, "No, I got it," and then I thought, my voice said, "Shut up." Let them help you.
Let
If
them
they
help.
run
Yeah.
off with it, then you don't have to carry it anymore. So they do exist. So thank you guys.
there you go.
Mwah.
Kennedy
That's
says,
awesome.
I helped a young lady with heavy luggage last week, and it was like I saved her life.
Because so often you just get ignored or pushed around, and it's so nice when someone takes a moment to get out of their own hell or distraction just to offer help.
Definitely.
Yes.
You guys keep talking amongst yourself. We're almost up to this week in history. I do want to remind
This
everybody
hour in history.
that you can go. We'll do it too. In the third hour, we'll go on topic of pulling up topics for
We don't
future
give
shows.
up.
I want to remind everybody you can subscribe to my channel for free. If you have Amazon Prime, if you linked it with your Twitch account to have Twitch Prime. So feel free to do that. Throw me a couple bucks, no cost to you. The share button below the screen allows you to tell your friends, neighbors, and other weirdos to come join us and have a good time. And don't forget, you can support in other ways like the newsletter down below. Keep up to date with us and what we're doing and what we're planning. And
you don't get like tons of them every day. It's just
no, generally one a week, and recently with my schedule, it's been even less. Guys, talk amongst yourself. I'm going to get another beer. Andrew, you need anything?
tea.
Okay.
Actually, just bring me my lemonade.
Okay.
For all of our viewers, we're not in the same room, but we are in the same building. Oh yeah, Patreon too. Good point, Kennedy.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Oh, mine.
Am I still here?
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
My computer is doing a slow down. All right, I'm gonna go take a break.
Okay.
Fine. That leaves me and the Hooters girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah. So you got everything for history?
I think so.
Thank
I
you.
got something. Shouldn't last but an hour or two.
Well, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
like we do.
Yeah. Well, people do what they do.
Oh, hey, Tempe, if you're still watching, put the link to your Etsy shop. Isn't that where you have your hats on, your vintage hats on sale? Awesome hats. It's back.
I'm back. Did Elizabeth go with me? Was she in the kitchen with me? I wasn't looking.
Yeah, she had to go potty.
There you go. Ed, do you need a quick break?
I'm good.
Okay.
I told Tempe to put up her Etsy website for her hats that are on sale.
There you go. Or Patreon, whatever you have there. Did you mention that she had her
Kennedy's-
product featured on season 3 of Preacher?
Not yet. Okay, good. There's the Etsy. And everybody should check out Tempe's page because if you watch the show Preacher, season 3, you'll see some of the props she makes feature. It's in there.
And
you can get some
Bob,
of your own.
I am willing to bet we're going to cover some of this, but also this weekend there was a shooting at a EA gaming convention. And it was a white dude, of course.
I think that's what he was talking about.
I think so also. It was a video game convention. And a 24-year-old went in there and, yeah.
Kennedy. Yeah, I haven't seen season 3 yet. I saw the first part of where her stuff is. But I like that show.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's time.
Not all white dudes. Pounds, not all white dudes.
We're pounding all the white dudes? Hey,
Not all of them.
let's play the intro music for Ed.
Sure.
I'm doing it now.
This week in history.
Okay, Ed, what happened this week in history?
This week in history, shit happened, y'all. 7 years ago, the Great Eastern Earthquake. You guys remember that one? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, actually, I
yeah.
saw that memory. I want to say it was last week on Facebook because I posted a picture of, like the white lawn furniture with the table and one chair was knocked over and it's like, never forget, we will rebuild.
Yeah, it was a 5.8 scale earthquake struck that was centered in Louisa County. Tremors were felt
18 feet from the nuclear power plant.
Well, it was 10 miles, but anyway. Tremors were felt as far north as Ontario, Canada, and as far south as Florida. It caused over $300 million in damages to buildings, to include the Washington Monument, which was shut down for 3 years.
Was it 3 years?
Yeah, and as Travis just said, the epicenter was just 10 miles from a nuclear power plant.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, it actually did wake me up. I was sleeping late that day, and I woke up to the whole building rattling, and I sat up in bed and went, huh. Then I got up and went pee and went back to bed.
I was at work, NEC. Bob can relate, same company he works with now. And I'm sitting in my office talking on the phone, and the wall moved. And I said, I gotta go.
That's
I
when
think
you
we
realize
just
you're
hit
on
an
the
earthquake.
Truman Show.
I think we just hit an earthquake, and I wasn't really sure because my building was right across the street from Dallas Airport, and I didn't know if a plane had hit the fucking ground or what.
Mm-hmm.
Greg was screaming his ass off. Bet you never heard this story. Greg was screaming his ass off, coworker. What do we do, Ed? What do we do, Ed? And I'm like, Greg, I don't know, because I don't know what the fuck just happened. But let's go outside. Sheer panic, man. Sheer panic.
By the way,
I remember.
Go ahead, Andrea.
I was gonna say I was standing in a building and the floor rippled, but I wasn't sure if it was if something happened or if it was like the Matrix. There was a glitch.
Earthquakes are just glitches in the Matrix.
Yeah, I don't know.
The framework's got a moment. It's there. By the way, in the warehouse I work in, which, interestingly enough, this weekend 2 different people called it, in warehouse work, and I realized, oh fuck, I'm a warehouse worker. But
You are?
I am. They have
Not warehouse 13 though.
They have a place to go in case of a tornado. Do you know where that place is?
Bathroom.
No, center of the building.
Oh.
It's just a sign hanging from the ceiling. Tornado collection point or tornado,
Oh.
This is where we want to pick up all the bodies.
Well, see,
It's
and
easy
that's
to
not
ID if you're
always.
to pile together.
That's not always good because out not too far from here, there was a school, a middle school, and a tornado touched down. And it's a good thing school was not in session because exactly the one part of the building that was tore up is where they send all the kids during tornado drills.
You know why they give this advice. The bottom line is tornadoes are random. You can't be in any one. You can be in better places, but there's no absolute place besides deep underground that you can be that's safe. So they do that. Like the place I work has that tornado safety point just to give people something to do besides panic. Everybody go here.
We'll find the bodies easy.
It's pretty much. It has to do with a trailer.
What does the West Virginia divorce and a tornado have in common?
We're going to wait for Bob's answer, and then Ed will go on with the next thing.
Okay, the next one. Travis, you actually brought this one up, so I figure we'll probably.
So what is it?
In both cases, someone is going to lose a trailer home.
He is so
20 years ago.
He is so privileged and white because he called it a trailer home. Yeah, it's one or the other. It's the 2 words no longer go together unless if you've never lived in one. Okay, go on.
20 years ago, the movie credited with giving life to the modern era comic book movies, Blade was released.
That's true.
Truism, falsism?
It is attributed as in ushering in the modern comic book movie age. And if they had followed the pattern, they would have comfortably made rated R superhero movies all along, such as they did with Logan, Deadpool, Punisher, War Journal. We could talk about whether it's decent or not. It also brought in the modern superhero costume, which is something that you could actually put together, as opposed to spandex, where the fuck do these people shop that they all
I don't know. I'd
spandex?
like to see him in some spandex. Spandex hard.
You'd like to see Blade in spandex?
A spandex unitard, yeah.
Really? I don't know. He's hard up for
Just-
money. You might be able to just drop him an email. 20
$20
bucks.
is $20.
Okay, Ed, what else you got? Oh, wait, hold on. We got to come in. There you go. Okay. He's quoting Jeff.
One thing Wesley Snipes has taught us all is pay your taxes.
Yeah, he must have thought he was Al Sharpton or something. Not all black men can get away with that.
That's right.
Okay, in other pop culture news, 39 years ago, The Facts of Life first premiered. We just talked about Ms. Garrett a couple of weeks ago.
We did. Still love the theme song, and by the way, Joe was the sexiest.
Yes.
Agreed.
Because of her confidence and her self-worth and her...
Morality.
That's true, too. That's true. You know, not that Tootie wasn't adorable and what's her face? Natalie, thank you. Wasn't adorable, but yeah, Blair, who should have been the hottie.
Was not.
She lives in Santa Clarita, or at least when I lived there.
That's a great show.
You occasionally would see her about town.
Is she on the Santa Clarita diet?
She should be.
I don't know. She's
Great
always very
show.
nice. Look good.
Nancy McKeon, very good, very good.
Mm-hmm.
A request for you in chat there, Elizabeth, if you want to read that while we move on.
Just do it in slow motion.
Yes, Ed.
28 years ago, the movie Witches opened in theaters.
Oh, yeah.
Witches.
Oh,
like
that
that
was fabulous. That was at Henson Company worked on that.
Mhm.
Angelica Houston.
Angelica Houston.
I love her.
Houston, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, we'll have to watch that.
It's very European in its pacing.
Oh, I might like
It's
that.
scary.
I remember
It's scary.
in my teens, this is where I learned not to ask what people want to see in the movies. Just say, I'm going to see this movie. Who wants to come along?
That's for you, Bob.
I asked everybody. I asked all my friends, hey, I'm going to go see a movie. Who wants to see a movie? And they're all like, oh, me. I'm like, great. What about this movie? And they're like, no. One of them saw it. Oh, I'm not in the mood for a comedy. Oh, I'm not in the mood for an action. Oh, I'm not. And finally, I'm like, screw it. We're going to see Gosford Park. And they're like, fine. Gosford Park was a British murder mystery. Now, in American murder mysteries, they kill somebody and then they give you all the suspects in a row with motive, opportunity, etc. British, they give you all the suspects with motive and opportunity and kill the person 10 minutes before the end of the movie. So you have this really slow, dry build up for an hour and a half, and then somebody dies. And by that time, my friends were so bored, they're just like, what just happened? I have no idea what's going on. In the last 10 minutes, the person solves it because they have all the facts already laid out in front of them.
The location in that film are beautiful.
My friends...
I don't remember anything about the story.
My friends harassed me so bad, they're like, you never get to pick another movie. I'm like, you didn't have to come.
Yeah.
Mine was the latest Alien one.
Covenant?
Prometheus, not
Okay.
the second latest.
What
And
about
a friend wanted to go, and I said, no, I'm not going. I have no interest. It's going to be awful. You can tell from the trailer. And she proceeded to say, well, I'll buy your ticket. I said, no. I said, well, it's Mike's birthday, so I'll buy you lunch. I said, no. And she says, that includes beer. And I said, okay.
Now, why didn't you open with that?
And maybe halfway to the movie, maybe before that, she turns to me. She says, oh, Elizabeth, I want to leave. And I said, no. You dragged me to this.
You're like, you brought me to a theater that has beer. We're good.
And then during the abortion scene, she's like, I really want to go. I'm like, oh, no, I told you it was going to suck.
The abortion season.
Abortion, yeah.
Abortion. What? I don't even remember that.
When they cut the alien out of her.
Oh, no, I don't remember that. I'll have to rewatch it. I heard Covenant isn't bad, the latest one. But I don't know.
It's not bad.
I don't even know how that
raving review.
Kennedy. Okay, I'm gonna. breakaway here. For
Alamo
Kennedy.
Cinema and Draft House, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Now, first, Kennedy says, I used to tell women that I dated, you didn't have to come. Okay, that's not good for sex. I'll just start out with that, and I'm
Well, you
not
don't
sure.
have to, but if you do it right.
It still feels good. Theater with beer where, okay, what you want to look for is a cinema draft house, like I just said. There's one that Andrea and I go to that it has a full restaurant with anywhere from filet mignon to hamburgers, and you could bring it in with you. They have a full bar, so you can have a cognac or a whiskey or whatever. It also has a bowling alley, 3-lane bowling alley downstairs. But upstairs, you then go into whatever the big movies are. They only have like 3 upstairs or 4 upstairs theaters out of the 15 screens. But you go, you pick your seat, and you're essentially in a love seat with a table beside each one of you. And there
It's
is an
so
arm
nice.
that folds down. So if you don't know the person next to you, you fold down the arm. If you do, you cuddle. Or if you don't, you cuddle, and then they look at you like, what are you doing? And you're like, shh, just let it happen.
Tell me,
It's a nice theater.
It is.
Because you could go in and you go to the bar, have a drink, and then get a drink, and then go watch the movie.
I go to the AMC. I have it. I just have it.
Kennedy, just do some research, buddy. It's out there.
Yeah. You can. Just be willing to spend money. I'm not willing to spend the money.
Yeah, it does cost a bit more for that. That's why
It does.
very often. But we have gone for the Star Wars movie.
We did. Yeah, some of the bigger movies we go, we're going to make a night out of this, and we go spend $100 for a dinner and a movie, and we can eat right there. A little overpriced, but the food
Eat
is
dinner.
pretty good.
During the movie, yeah.
It's Okay, Ed, what else happened?
Let's see, what else we got here? 33 years ago, Teen Wolf opened in theaters.
Fun movie. Has anybody seen the TV series?
I've seen bits and pieces because Gato's daughter would watch it. She's gaga over it. It was, nothing like the movie.
Okay.
Has anyone seen the last shot when they roll credits of Teen Wolf?
Probably, but not in 30 years.
30 some years ago.
You need to watch it again and look for the penis.
Look for the
Is
what?
it penis?
It's a guy, an extra, with this wang doodle hanging out, and he's playing with it. It's just awful.
That's awesome.
Wang Doodle? That's great.
Whacker. Bob will go to a movie with Elizabeth and watch her eat popcorn slowly.
Well, you have to buy her beer too. So.
Otherwise, you don't get to go.
And lunch.
She doesn't care what the movie is as long as there's beer.
Well, the place you went was Wild Wings, and they had Aventinas on tap. Very strong, good.
How are the wings? It's
I don't like Buffalo Wild Wings
Yeah.
wings. I like Hooters wings. It's the only good thing at Hooters, but
Buffalo Wild Wings seem to be a bit slimy.
I don't know.
I like the sweet wings. I like my wings. It was fine. But the beer, Aventina. And no one drinks more Aventinas, German beer,
Then Elizabeth.
than they do in Hampton Road,
Oh, okay.
Virginia. They love this beer. It's about 8, 7, 9%, and it's a double bock. Lovely, good. And if it happens to get warm on you when you're sneaking it into the movie under your jacket, it tastes better the warmer it gets.
Bob says I like red wings. How do you feel about brown wings there, Bob?
Oh, Bob, don't. Oh my God.
Do you eat red wings? Just curious.
Is that when they're really hot?
Nope.
Oh my God.
Go on, Ed.
76 years ago, Bambi premiered in theaters.
God.
Which has like one of the lowest word counts ever in a movie.
Kill the mother in the beginning. I'm like, oh my God, it's an orphan.
They sure did.
Welcome to Disney. It's
Did
how
you
half
see
the
the-
movie starts. Hmm?
Did you watch the credits on Bambi? Did you see the penis?
How come Disney always likes to kill the mother in the beginning?
Or the
That's
father.
fucked up,
They
yeah.
kill the father sometimes too.
Sometimes, but not really.
They
Trauma.
They did in
Trauma.
Cars 1, 2, and 3.
They
Now
killed the
they're
father.
divorced or mixed relationship. They said there's rumors that Frozen they're going to be gay.
Okay. Who's gonna be gay?
So
Oh, okay.
It's a cartoon. Why do they have to give it sexuality? It's a kid's cartoon. Anyway.
thank you. Because everything was.
Well, I mean, except in the porn afterwards. That's understandable.
Yeah, but not for the movie.
Yeah.
Just
bad.
Yes, Ed.
Elsa lets it go.
Okay. In news south of the border, and I don't mean your private area, the city of Guadalajara in Mexico has decriminalized public sex. So
Oh.
Sweet and
you can't be
scary.
charged as a criminal if we're having sex in public in Guadalajara. There's an administrative charge if someone complains, but only if someone complains.
That's right. So you can't be
not if they
judged.
film it.
So if you do it well enough, you're off the hook.
You're not a criminal. But the reason why they did this was because cops were catching college students having sex in public, and they were extorting them basically for money. You pay me money, and we won't lock you up, and you won't have criminal offense. So
That explains what the cop was doing in my bedroom all night.
I was like, cool. That's cool.
Sit out there and people watch, you know?
Dinner and a show.
Bring your popcorn.
Don't eat the Red Wings.
More news from south of the border. In Paraguay, 43 FNFAL rifles, these are fully automatic 308 caliber rifles, were stolen from a police armory. Apparently, they didn't even know about it for over a year because the weapons were replaced with wooden and plastic weapons. And some of them started popping up as being sold on the street. It's like, wait a minute, this is in our armory. So they ordered an inspection of the armory, went in and found out, hey, we got 43 guns gone.
Gee,
Really?
I think that was
That's
an
not-
good job.
And that's not the first time something like that has happened down there. I don't know if it was that exact country, but there's been other countries where like whole stores of marijuana, like car-sized bales have gone missing, and nobody knew it for a couple years.
How do you misplace that?
It was in their storage, and somebody walked it out of there one night, and they just don't go in there and look and see
Did the
what's
security guard help them load it into the vehicle?
Well, not if
Probably.
it's
I know.
Ed.
I know what they get paid. Shit. In news from Paris, you can now take a piss in public in Paris. And put the little link up there so you can see the little device.
Where is Kevin? Kevin needs to know this.
Apparently, along certain historical streets in Paris, they've been having problems of guys just whipping it out and urinating. So they come up with this little outdoor pisser so guys can step up to it and, yeah.
Then
Weird
they
thing.
arrest you for indecent exposure.
Unless
Exactly.
it's not indecent, because they're judging you like.
Yeah, stop judging.
So there's not even a wall
Nope.
around.
Nope.
Nope, I'm looking.
Isn't
Good.
decades ago,
Oh.
you could piss in a pisser, but it would be, walled off to where you just walked in, the guys would go down.
And in the article,
Sure.
they
Is
show
there a
one of
bird's
these.
nest on top of that?
No, they basically
Straw.
turned the waste into they
They
recycled
put
it.
straw in it. Yeah.
Yeah, they've turned it into a compost heap is what they've done. And it
Interesting.
shows one of the ones
Oh,
from
there
the
it
late
is.
1800s, the pissor.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
So where do the women go?
well, it
Once
says
again,
See, we couldn't have this in America because that's the first thing that would happen. We're discriminating against women.
I know some women that could pee standing up.
huh.
I'm just saying.
I can be laying down. Big deal. I'm peeing right now.
Actually, Andrea, the closing sentence of the whole article is, quote, from somebody, Martin. The trouble today is the inequality for women, he said, adding that in the UK, various proposals for female urinals have been rejected on the grounds that they exposed women in public.
How
Some
about,
women want to be exposed just like the guys, whatever.
how about encouraging men not to piss in public? How about that? How about not excusing piss poor behavior? I would not want to discourage college students from having sex in public in regards to the previous article. But in San Francisco, how they have to have the biohazard guys come up and clean up feces and the needles now.
No, I don't. Nice.
Yeah. People you're just sitting on a park bench. Oh, look, honey. And then the guy's next to you. Oh, yes. I just can't imagine what's going to happen.
Is he shitting through the slats, or is he squatted next to the bench shitting?
No, the guy next to you is having sex with his girlfriend. It's legal. It's legal.
You're like, do you need me to hold that leg for you?
Bob, that
It's a
wasn't a
biohazard.
woman.
I was going to say that.
Wait, no, she was standing over him when she did it.
Ew, Bob.
For Elizabeth, in case you're not reading, Bob says, I dated a woman who peed standing up. Yeah. Did you pay her afterwards?
She's standing over you.
Exactly.
That's right.
I thought for a moment I stroked out and had no idea what anyone was talking about.
Just reading.
Go ahead, go.
Okay, what else, Ed?
That's all I have for current events. Anybody?
Well, until we get to
Anybody wanna-
deaths, I know we've got a handful of those damn things.
Did you want to talk about the thing in Florida, or we
I know
talked
nothing
it
about
enough?
I know nothing about it.
About what?
The
The
I'm
thing-
sorry,
shootout
I
in
was left
Florida.
Apparently, some guy got pissed off at a gaming convention because he was losing. Shot it up, shot himself.
You know, I don't know about
Really?
that because he came from Maryland, and this was in Jacksonville, Florida. He brought guns with him, or a gun. I don't know how many weapons were used, but I know like 9 people hospitalized, 3 killed, or something.
Yeah.
along
Is that the
those
one
lines.
that was stolen from the armory?
I
In
don't
Paraguay.
Could be.
You never know.
So does that taste like pear, Ed?
Mm-hmm.
So it
Yeah,
actually
yummy.
tastes like pear.
Pear cider sounds good.
I'd want to try one just to see how it is before I bought a bunch.
And Teresa makes a apple and pear sauce,
Mm.
and she makes
Oh.
it thick and chunky too, not saucy.
Hey, like
And
me.
you take the apple and pear sauce, and you pour a little of the pear beer over top of it, and mix it up,
Oh.
and put it on some cake. It's
Oh.
Oh, hey, Ed.
Sounds like pear.
Do you remember the tall, thin black guy we worked with in Tyson's Corner?
Frank.
Frank, very good, yeah. Do you remember the rum cake his wife would make? Where you cut a
No.
slice of this rum cake, pick it up, and it would be dripping rum. Like it would
Oh,
be.
I hope that's what it was dripping.
It was very good.
Sounds like me.
If I pick you up, you're dripping rum. Sweet.
Oh.
Why am I not married? Too much of a good thing.
I don't know, because maybe you have taste, class, and discerning taste and class.
And a fabulous ass.
Mm-hmm. Here, here.
Well, lumpy.
Yeah, are we doing deaths or birthdays first?
Deaths first. Are we ready?
Yeah, go.
August 22nd, guitarist Ed King of Leonard Skinner, who was also co-writer of Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh,
Didn't
wow.
he also play Lenny on Laverne and Shirley?
I don't think so.
No, that's not Leonard Skinner. That's
Well, he said Keen. The actor's last name, if I'm not mistaken, is something Keen.
Spinal Tap. That's the band. It took me a second.
Yeah. August 24th, Robin Leach, TV host of Lifestyles and the Rich and Famous.
I thought he was already dead.
No, that's who else died this week. Yeah. That remember, Andrew, I told you another one that I was trying to remember. Yeah. What were you going to say there, Elizabeth?
That's a shame. How will we ever see the lifestyle? Wasn't Trump on that show?
Probably.
Probably.
Now we have MTV Cribs. We don't need lifestyle.
Do they still have that?
Wait,
I don't know.
yo, MTV Cribs, okay?
Yo, welcome to the crib. I used to watch that show thinking, oh, I bet some of these guys have an amazing library. It'd be great. Never saw a library.
Mhm.
Never saw a bookshelf. Nothing.
Yep. But Lifestyle's rich and famous, at least with that. Yeah.
Couple had an amazing library.
Yeah, well, you had some people who had class and taste and style, as opposed to just gaudy over I don't know, whatever. Too much.
I've seen some places that, little crappy apartments.
Yeah, they had a 2-story trailer home. It's called a modular. Michael McKean, there you go. What were you saying there, Elizabeth?
Tacky.
Khakis?
No, I went to a wine tasting, and a local millionaire had it at his house. And the one room they were really proud of, all white,
Mm-hmm.
with a white grand piano, colored lighting pink here and there. And I just was looking at it, and I took a picture. I remember showing my mother.
I'd take a picture of me in there going, look, I'm not as white as some people think.
I'm becoming see-through. I'm no longer white. I'm becoming see-through. You can almost see through my leg.
Mm.
You see all the
your
veins.
legs. Mm. Ed, who else kicked the bucket?
August 25th, former Navy pilot and U.S. Senator John McCain. Now, I got a little bit of a gripe here
Go
because
ahead.
people on social media lost their fucking minds because Trump lowered the flag, as he should have, to half-mast. And then the next day, he orders it back up. And people lost their fucking minds, okay? And I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. I don't like to say it, but the fucking libtards out there, that's who they were, lost their fucking minds because the president sent the flag back up to full staff instead of half-mast. The same fucking people that think it's okay to jump on the flag and burn it and every goddamn thing lost their minds because he ordered the flag back up to full mast.
No, they didn't do it for that reason. They did it because they found something they can yell about Trump. And that's the bottom line, is they're not worried about what he does. That makes no damn difference. They're just looking for anything to
That
point
he
a finger.
does.
And that is not
Exactly.
necessarily in support of Trump. It happens on both sides. Basically, you're extremists that like to bitch and whine and moan. Now, my opinion is, I think for a guy like John McCain, one day is good. He's part of our history, but he...
Part of our history, yeah. There's no guideline. The only guideline is actually for the president and vice president. That's it. There are a number.
There are
Go ahead.
guidelines. There are guidelines to how long the flag flies, who it's raised for. Is it all the federal property or on certain properties? I don't have this in front of me, but I remember because I sat the seminar between
Yeah, but how long?
when
How long
Obama would raise and lower it for anyone who
for
died.
anybody? But
Anyway.
how long for anybody other than the president and vice president? It's
I'm not
simply determined by the president. It's
Right.
supposed to be lowered for senators, congressmen, blah blah. But it's
And-
determined by the president.
Yeah, and America's standing firm right now, and it's quite an honor. And a day is fine. 24 hours is.
At least he did it at all.
These people don't give a shit about the fallen soldiers who at the tomb of the unknown soldier who are watched over 24 hours, 300, all year long. Someone is watching hard. They don't give.
By the way,
Just upset.
Kennedy says, I will agree to disagree about that one. Actually, there are guidelines, and while Trump met them, I think it was fairly petty.
And I understand what he's saying. My only problem with it is the people that are making a big deal about it are the same people that think it's okay to burn and jump on the flag. What the fuck? Now you care about the flag. That's my problem with it.
People don't care. That's why they post it. People who care are actively doing it.
They're doing stuff about it instead of just bitching. Yeah, good point.
And Kennedy says, I get
Hear,
that
hear.
as well. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't, you know, stand by your values and your opinions on this. I'm just saying, I don't know.
But
He's pretty
if
good.
you bitch about every little thing, then when something important comes around, nobody's gonna fucking listen to you.
No, because they throw
Crying
out the
wolf.
next thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
so
worked
quit
with a
bitching about
person
everything.
like that. Everything was because she was black. And it's like, could it be because you don't come to work on time? You call off all the time?
hmm
You should have said to her, yeah, that's probably it. I don't know. I defy. I bet most people don't even know really who John McCain was or what state he was under for or anything he stood for or, they don't,
Well, no, and I could be wrong here. Wasn't he Republican? Am I wrong
He
on
was
that?
a Republican
He
senator
was,
from
yes,
Arizona.
he was a
Yes.
Republican.
That's what I thought. So what are they getting upset about? It's not like he slighted a Democrat or a liberal.
Well,
Whatever.
I don't know.
yeah, whatever.
Because that was the thing. Have you not been paying attention the last year and a half? That was the thing that could get worked up on that day about Trump. I
Right.
mean, every day someone is going on
Something.
about
Yeah,
something.
and I don't have a problem with getting worked up about Trump or being upset, but please pick something with validity.
Every day, though. Come on. Can you just focus on your own damn life?
It's
Why?
and I hear you there,
Jeez.
Kennedy. Kennedy
Jeez.
says he was a major critic of Trump.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and let me say this. Still, president's discretion. And if Trump decides it's one day, then that's part of his power. And
Sure.
it's frankly,
At least you got a day.
here's a real dick thing for me. John McCain's death means nothing to me. Nothing. It doesn't affect my life in any way. Sorry to be insensitive, but it's true. I don't care.
Pick your battles.
Yeah, and to start hooting and hollering about this, there's better things to pick on Trump for.
His one of his last things he did.
And yes, Kennedy, they did lower it again. Sorry, Elizabeth.
No problem. McCain put in his funeral arrangements he did not want Trump attended.
That's funny.
And it's pretty shitty. Really? That's how you're gonna leave? Really?
And why does he care? He's dead.
Hang on. One more thing. He is military. And to say that you don't want your commander in chief there at your military ceremony, that's.
I did find it interesting that they're going to display his body at the capital of the state, and then he gets displayed in Washington, D.C. And I'm like, you know what? If I die, don't drag my corpse.
What is he wearing?
Just a thong
Nothing.
in an American flag.
That's gruesome display.
Yeah, I mean, you could drag the body. Don't drag my
No,
corpse.
these people who are touting him such a hero, he did go to war and captain. He did a lot for the country. He was in some shady deals and made money and some criminal activity after. And once he started getting into politics, so he wasn't just a saint. No, he led quite a life. Look it up.
And we could, look at Clinton's or Trump for that very same reason. That's business and that's politics. They're not necessarily all clean hands. I don't think any of them have clean hands, for that matter. I'd like to think so, but I'm
they're
not.
politicians.
Yeah,
Right.
It's no matter how much criticism or respect I have for any one of them. Well, welcome to being a human being. You ain't perfect. Okay, what else happened? Who else died? There was a third person or another person.
August 26th, American playwright Neil Simon.
That's him. Little love
I know
for
who
that
that
guy.
is because we saw the play at the theater, Barefoot in the Park. I know who that is. It's not the singer guy.
No.
No, that's Neil Diamond. Or Paul Simon.
No, Paul Simon.
It's the two of them, but they had a love child. He writes plays.
Neil Simon. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
American playwright. I
Neil
was-
Simon, who did Barefoot in the Park, The Odd
Yes.
Couple, and many other things. He was one of the most successful American playwrights ever, having 6 shows running simultaneously on Broadway in the 60s. He is
Wow.
part of American culture and had a
Wow.
direct at least on the
And-
previous generation, if not ours.
And I looked at some pictures of him. Kevin Spacey looks just
Well, too bad he
Is that
won't get the role
weird?
nowadays, huh?
yeah. That's what a lot of people on social media were saying. It's too bad because he looks just like him.
No, it's I do like Neil Simon's work. My mother really enjoyed his work too, and I'm not necessarily a huge fan or anything because he didn't write musicals, but I do like a few of his shows. Didn't he also do what was it, Pretty Lady or Pretty Girl or I don't know.
Funny girl.
Funny Girl? Thank you. I think he wrote that one also.
That's I'd seen the film. That's very funny.
I tell you what,
Audrey Hepburn.
the stage production of Barefoot in the Park is much more. He did Biloxi Blues. I like
Yes,
Biloxi
he did
Blues.
Biloxi Blues.
And then the second one also, Biloxi Blues had a part 2. So your dad worked on Plaza Suite and Funny Girl. No, Streisand. Yeah, it's. I have not seen Funny Girl.
Oh, Streisand, not Hepburn. Okay. No, that's Funny Face. That was Audrey Hepburn.
So anyhow, yeah, that was the one out of everybody that you've mentioned so far that has the largest influence in my world. Much larger than and we could argue that the politician did have a larger influence by policy decision, etc. Yeah, we could
Well,
argue.
but not one man by himself. You
No.
know.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
91.
It takes them all.
Yeah, he did okay, huh? 91,
Ah.
not bad. I look at Betty White and Stan Lee, who I'm worried about. We're losing Stan Lee this year sometime.
Well, his wife died, and that tore him up.
Yeah, well, that and his business manager basically financially raping him every chance he gets.
And all that. So, yeah, it's sad.
So there we go. Ed, what else you got this week?
Birthdays. Unless somebody else has some more dead people.
No, I think we got them all. Collected the whole
Okay.
set.
August 27th, 1952. Pee Wee Herman.
Oh my God,
Now,
the newest movie of his.
Which one? Oh, yeah, the one. It's a Netflix original, and it's another Pee Wee, and it has Joe Magliana.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
they
God,
wear
I love that
matching
so much.
suits. And by the way, for those that don't know, Joe Magliana was in True Blood as like the lead werewolf.
And Magic Mike.
And Magic Mike. He is a hunky but adorable man.
You know
You
the
ever wear
suit
what?
that Pee Wee Herman wears, the gray suit with the bow tie? He wears one
He
too.
wears a magic suit.
It's so great.
And Paul Rubens also did great. He was the best part of the movie, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. His death scene.
Yeah.
Which
Their
he
death.
did as, like, do you remember the death scene? Have you guys seen Buffy the movie? Okay, so when he dies, he, like, overacts it. He's like, and they left it in the movie because he did it to fuck with Joss Whedon, who was directing, and it was,
And they left it. It's
they
great.
left it. And he was great in Gotham. He was great as Penguin's father in the Michael Keaton Batman with Penguin. I've just enjoyed.
We should get Pee Wee Herman on the show.
Absolutely.
How fun would that be?
I've enjoyed more of his stuff than I really should because
Yeah.
he plays a moron most of the time. But he's made a living out of it. And
He was funny as hell on Murphy Brown.
was he on Murphy
He
Brown?
was one of her
God, yeah.
secretaries one time.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I remember
Yep.
Betty White was speaking of Murphy Brown. She played in Boston Legal, and Betty White was a secretary on there for a while, and she was great. That she decided murdering
Oh, that
people
was
was a good way to go.
Like you do.
Just like sweet apple pie mom, and she's like offing people, and she's, well, I needed more attention.
But she's nice to animals, so it's okay.
Some people just
Who else had a birthday?
August 28th, 1917. Comic author and artist Jack Kirby.
Yeah. He definitely influenced my life indirectly, but it's I'm not necessarily a fan of his art. People go crazy. He did a lot of Thor and Doctor Strange with the psychedelic stuff, and it wasn't necessarily to my taste, but it doesn't mean it's not great art. What do you think, Elizabeth, as an illustrator and writer?
He really broke open style and comic. Really understand what you could do with. I mean, at that time, think about it. When comics came out, there was 3 colors.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. And by the way, everybody who thinks like certain heroes have like purple clothing, no, that's what black ink looked like back then. It was meant to be a black outfit. This is why Batman and the Phantom both wear that purplish color. That was indigo ink. Jack Kirby and I were neighbors from my birth until I was 3. Did you hang out with him a lot during that period?
Go out drinking together. They gave me my first stogie.
You each have a bottle. Yours a little
He
different
changed
than his.
his diapers.
Well,
They changed.
They changed each other's.
There we go.
Wow.
Kirby dots, energies from space. Yeah. He definitely did some nice stuff.
Fun. Good fun.
He's gone too, though. Didn't he just die a couple months ago or a couple
I
months
think
ago?
he's been dead for a while.
Is it? Okay.
In a few years.
You might have brought it back up on no?
We was talking about something else with Jack Kirby. I don't remember now, but yeah.
What else you got?
Okay, August 3rd, 1972, actress Cameron Diaz. She's such a little sweetie.
She is.
She's such a what?
Little sweetie, I want one.
It's
Cameron Diaz. She's adorable.
especially in Charlie's Angels, where she plays the ditz, and also something about Mary.
Yes.
Yeah.
She
Finally, someone Kennedy hasn't met. That's a smaller list.
But his father mowed her lawn once, if you know what I mean. Bob ate her Red Wings. What else, Ed?
All right, personal birthday shout-outs to first year, the most lovely Kat Taylor.
Hey, it's been a while since we've seen her.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy Keith Pytel and old workmate Frank Spike Kilbaugh. Happy birthday, Frank.
Anybody else got any personal birthday shout-outs? Well,
Nobody I know was born.
here's to another year for those that us love, and no more years for those that we'll miss.
Here.
Here.
Okay, wow, are we done?
Yeah.
You got 15 minutes. You better keep going.
Dad died in '85. Now I cry. It's Andrea will send you an article. It'll help bring the tears.
Oh my God.
Now we've got about 15 minutes before the third hour, and in the third hour we're going to attempt for a half second to focus on other topics we'd like to discuss on the show. Now we do have 3 or 4 left, like 2 at least that we skipped because of absences, and we wanted everybody here to discuss that topic. The school indoctrination, crazy things science have invented. I couldn't think of anything for that week. That's why I suggested this as a replacement topic. It's
And there was one other.
whatever.
Wasn't there one other?
There was. And that one,
Animation or something?
yeah,
Yeah, the
evolution of animation, and we wanted Elizabeth here for that one.
Sorry.
So, no, not
yeah,
at
It's
all.
all good. We'll
at all.
redo it another day.
I'm glad because I saw it. I thought, oh.
No, we purposely went, nope, we absolutely want Elizabeth here for that one. We'll move it back, and that might be next week or sometime in September.
Who knows?
Because we will do the ones we've already discussed, and Andrea has gone through the work of making a banner for it. Before we,
Like I do.
we're not just abandoning those. Am I doing hiccups again this week? Hold on.
Are you?
Hold on, I don't think
Should we scare you?
on a daily basis, please.
Oh, no.
Lets me know I'm alive. Unlike Jack Kirby and John McCain. I'm curious when he died now. I'm gonna go look it up.
One
Wow.
time
Mhm.
at band camp, I can't believe that about witches. It was my first year. I would in college, I'd take the bus down to the theater. And almost every weekend, I would go see a movie. It was the first, The Witches song. It was a rainy day. Fresno, California.
Your microphone's skipping a little.
Is it?
I don't know. Guys, are you hearing it also, or is my ears skipping a little?
Every once in a while, I hear it sounds like somebody's got a fan on or they're breathing heavy.
No, I do have a fan on here.
Okay.
So
And
That's
I
better.
think that was making her skip.
Yeah.
if she
a
was
little bit.
skipping before I put the fan up here, I don't know. We'll figure.
No, you were skipping before.
Kennedy is looking at sexy Cameron Diaz pictures. Are you one of those guys that cry when you masturbate? Asking for a friend.
Oh,
Good times. Here's what we could talk about before we get into that. Now, I have decided on Twitch to start broadcasting more because that's how you get more viewers, etc. That's how you build your audience. Basically, it's quantity over quality from what I've gathered. Bob says I do. Nice. Videos or it didn't happen.
no, he'll send us videos. Don't tell him that.
It used to be pictures or it didn't happen. Now we can do video. So last week I broadcasted longer. Bob, thanks for hanging out with me most days, almost all day. And I am now considering broadcasting later at night to see if it pulls in a bigger audience. By that I mean like midnight to 5 a.m. And I'm curious about people's opinions of that.
Well, once we get everything straight and we can game together on here, I don't know if I want to do that late.
You've never been much of a night owl.
Well, I am, but not on the computer and stuff.
Right.
I can stay up late, but not sitting in a chair on a computer.
Yeah. We have ordered another hotspot, and we've got it, but now we have to give it service. And basically, the bottom line is it's going on our phone bill, and to do that,
we're taking it off of one thing to put it.
right? We had a
That's-
tablet that had its own service, and we're like, we never use it. It's always somewhere where we have internet, so we could link to a hotspot. If I had bigger breasts, I have actually, since I've started this job, lost about 15 pounds. So my breasts are getting smaller, but they're still perky and pierced. So that helps, Bob.
Mine too.
There we go. Ed, Elizabeth, do you have thoughts on this?
My breasts are not.
No pictures. Didn't happen.
Not quite so perky, but they are better.
We should change the subject before we start asking about nipple size, thickness, and how the placement is. Do they look in opposite directions yet? You know.
Oh no.
No, mine don't.
I can make them follow you around the room now.
I love those pictures and boobs and pictures of boobs. No
Staying
matter-
up all night and broadcast.
Mhm.
I give it a shot.
Whether I'm sleeping from 6 a.m. to 2 or whether I'm sleeping from 2 a.m. to 10 doesn't matter to me.
Maybe people will watch you sleep.
Well, I have found I get more of the European audience 5 a.m.-ish. So, Bob thinks you have a very nice rack. We were talking about her breasts, Bob. Don't change the subject. What kind of spices do you keep in your rack? Do you buy the combo spices or do you buy like individual spices and make your own blends?
Different type of rack.
I know. Apparently, I lost Ed and Elizabeth on that.
Because I thought it was a country.
Ice rack. I don't know, but I wear them across my chest. Right.
Spicy.
So, Ed, do you have any thoughts on this?
You're asleep, buddy.
Oh, it doesn't matter. And with me getting home at 1 or 2 a.m. from work, this allows.
Well, if you're going to do that on the weekends, that's different. I mean, during the week, it's different than the weekends.
That's true.
See, and I wouldn't be able to stay up because a lot of times they have me scheduled for 6 a.m.
That's very true.
So that's a no for me.
That's very true. So anyhow, something I might try for a week or two and see what difference it makes, if any. It's so I'm playing with that. I'm adjusting that. Now we are 10 minutes from the third hour, where we'll actually talk about the topic. I do want to remind everybody you can subscribe with Amazon Prime for no cost to you, as well as donate, throw bits. Nobody's thrown a single bit yet this week.
Oh, I wanted
Oh, no.
to talk about something.
Elizabeth
When you're done.
did.
Huh?
I think
Elizabeth threw bits.
Yeah. Okay, what do you want to talk about?
All right, we were discussing this because they have this place. It's a mansion for a mansion. It's a big house basically that they rent out. It's out in at Belle Isle State Park,
Where we went today.
and we drove past. It's like
Yeah, they have a plantation house basically
They have
that
a
they now
plantation
rent out
house.
for parties or weekend
And-
stays or whatever. Go ahead.
we were thinking because I want to do a murder mystery party, and they sell the kits, and I've been wanting to do that, but the house, yeah, it's probably big enough, but I don't want that many people in here because, I was thinking, would people be interested in going to a Talk of the Tavern murder mystery dinner party? We can do a Kickstarter to raise the money to rent the house and to get the game and foods and stuff. And the people that donate, they get, a certain amount or whatever. It pays their admission to the party. But the other people that can't make it, they have access to the live stream on Twitch. Thoughts?
I'd do it. Sounds like fun.
Ed,
Possibility.
would you come down for that? Because the way it works, I think you could have a maximum of 9 people sleep in the house. I think.
But it's at a campground, so people can camp.
Right. They can camp, or we can get local hotel information, and we could do it for multiple days. Do it over a whole weekend, so we could have different people each day, and then make $100 you get in, $50 you get to come hang out during the day, but $100 you get to participate, and then other smaller amounts, I don't know. I don't know if we could do a price.
Like $20, you get access to the stream for whatever, because there's a lot of people that won't be able to travel down or don't want to, but they want to watch it. I don't know. We haven't really discussed all the details. Just I think it sounds.
We need a camera person to run around with the tablet film, having the live video the whole time.
And that can happen because we have the rig set up and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of possibilities there. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'd take part. It'd be fun.
And we'll do it during the off season, so the rental cost is minimal,
Yeah, do it in
and
the
it's
middle
not
of winter.
900 degrees. Huh?
Do it in the winter or early in the. See, well, they shut down
Maybe.
part of their campground during the colder months,
Mm-hmm.
so we have to work around that.
Well, and they have different, because I found all these murder mystery
Sorry.
dinner party games, and if people pay a certain amount, they get a character sent to them, and they could be that character.
What are you giggling about?
It's so funny. I'm listening to Andrea. Passionate, intelligent, interesting person. She's got Hooters across her.
Hooters can be intelligent. They're
I'm
out.
in. I'm in. I think we should research it. I mean, it could be
Yeah.
something really fun you're coming up. It's a fun idea. I have a
think
better paying job. I'm in.
All right.
And by the way, congratulations on that. I don't know if we mentioned that on air.
I don't think we did yet.
Because
No.
last week, I think last week you weren't able to make it. Am I remembering right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Internet issues.
so what is your new job?
I'm not quite sure. I'm basically mentoring the other team artists, and I will be observing them, giving ideas, kind of working middle management.
Okay, good.
Still teaching. Yeah.
See, my problem with management is
And
I
I'm
actually
plum.
Bob keeps on saying, Travis, you'd make a good boss. And I'm like, no, because I'm like Teresa. I'm tired of putting up with people's shit, and I tend to call them on it, which gets your ass fired nowadays, instead of going, why don't you do your job and take responsibility for your shit? Instead of the
Well,
boss. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Here's the thing. People they're going to teach children. They will never take responsibility. They just get older. I'm also working with the marketing division of the company. And of course, they want me to use my own equipment. I'm going to see if I can start using some of their equipment.
Yeah.
There's a really nice lens I want to get. It's 18 to 135.
Ooh.
It's
wide
big and black.
It lets in a lot of light.
By the way, Bob says Ed and I could be the black guys that always get killed off.
That may be arranged. What? I mean, what?
In the game.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we'll have to do a build-up for it where people, have their little...
Well, see, because they have... The kit comes with a character, and you get sent the character so you can prepare and do costume and stuff. And, as much as I want to do that, I want to be the camera person going around.
You can be.
Who did it? Did they do it? And I might do that.
You
I could be the reporter. Yeah, that's what I wanted.
See, I figure with the camera thing, we would record two versions. One is a live stream, and the other one is just somebody filming everything so we could put something together later. And this is, depending if Andrea's like, I want to hold a camera, good. If Elizabeth is like, nope, I want to be a person, but if you don't, then we'll hand you a camera too, because obviously you have skill, experience, passion, and talent
what we
in that
could
area.
do, here's an idea, playing off of that, because we did a show. This is a movie studio. You can make that a movie studio. Everybody has these. They can each character, if they want, they can record as they're going through and then submit it, and
we could do like The Office with the interviews in the other room. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you want to film yourself and your thoughts and your ideas, go in the bathroom or this room. We'll set one room aside for it.
We'll have a confessional, yeah.
And then you have to send it to this, this Dropbox or this, upload it to Google Documents and send me the link so I can download it and clip it in.
We can do a Google Doc, have a room, and in there have posted where to send it, and that would just, oh my God. I'm so excited. This has to happen. I'm so excited.
Ed looks excited.
Oh, it could be a Halloween one.
Well, see, they have different ones. They have steampunk ones. They have superhero ones. They have like New Year's party ones,
Italian
like 1920s stuff.
Yeah.
They have everything. So when we do this, we can figure out how many we want to do, and then buy that many kits.
And what I'd like to do it when we can afford to foot it all ourselves. That way, even if the Kickstarter or whatever fundraising we do for it doesn't go through, we still do it with us, and to hell with everyone else.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking rent the place when it's...
Dead? Did you want to say dead?
Well, maybe. Partially alive, I don't know.
Let me do the intro music for the third hour.
Okay.
Here we go. It's okay. It's a minute early.
Time for the roll call for our late night, inappropriate, slightly intoxicated, and very naughty music hour. This is where the faint of heart swoon, parents put children to bed, and things heat up and get steamy. So pour another drink and strap yourself in. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
a few of Bob's comments. He thinks the girls, should do a bikini.
Is the music over? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only 39 seconds. Bob thinks that the girls should do a bikini ASMR show. And then he says, Plantation House is no PC. Yeah, I know, Bob. But
That's what it's
whatever.
called.
I'm not worried about it.
What?
Ed, how you doing over there? Are you sleeping?
He's so sleepy.
Sorry, I'm muted. I'm good.
Oh. So, do we have any show topics in mind? And I guess I got to pull up the document with other ideas. Stargate. Okay, I like that because we did Star Trek.
Oh yeah, because we
Mhm.
we did the other so like fandom,
Yeah.
Stargate.
It's,
So I'll write that down.
and hopefully, when we get the new hotspot set up and everything taken care of, which should be within the next week, then Andrea will have her own hotspot, so we could definitely do.
I thought she had one now.
She does, but not one we like to
Yeah,
share on the
yes.
show.
I'm wearing yoga pants.
And a Hooter shirt. It's a good day.
Yum.
And by the way, I just want to say, in the beginning, Andrea, I'm like, oh, you can wear your Hooters tank top. And she's like, nope, not on the show, not on air. Not happening.
I put a bra on, so it's a little more appropriate because you can see through this. I don't want us to get banned.
So,
Test that theory.
Oh my goodness.
there you go. I got the topics up. Oof.
Bob thinks I should get up and stretch. That might happen in a minute, Bob. Okay, so Stargate fan. Hey, going on the fandom things, are there any other fandoms that we haven't done yet that might make a good show?
I have a couple of them. Harry Potter, Supernatural, Preacher, Walking Dead, Anime, Godzilla, Doctor Who, as well as British humor like Monty Python, Red Dwarf. Does any of those sound awesome to anybody?
They
I'd
do.
also like to do it. I can. Jim
What's
Henson.
that?
Jim Henson, you say?
Jimmy.
Now, we did one of those, and I was the only one excited about it. It was before you were on as regular, but we could do it again.
Was I on that? No, I made the banner for it. I don't think I was on there.
I think you were.
Here's
No,
my
it's
thing.
Cat Taylor days.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Here's the thing with those. Now, I know you don't want to get off on a tangent or whatever, but Stargate, I think we could do a whole show on. With the other ones, I don't know if we could do a whole show, so maybe we should combine some of them. So it'd be like a fandom sci-fi or a fandom this or.
Alright.
I think we could do a Harry Potter.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because there's like 500 books.
Well,
I'll
Elizabeth
have to
and
take off because I haven't seen a single movie or read a single line.
I have none.
let's
Let me
avoid
know,
that.
and I'll just be absent then.
No, it sounds like it'd be me alone on that show then.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I talk about it, but I don't think we can do a whole show just on Harry Potter. But if you want to do like wizards and witches,
Well, why don't we just do
magic on my
a supernatural show and combine Harry Potter, Supernatural, and Preacher?
Okay, supernatural. Okay, supernatural stuff. Got it.
We could call it Wizards and Witches or something like that.
Preach on.
Walking Dead, do we want to do a zombie show? I know we've done zombie apocalypse, but zombie fandom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay. And if you guys want, we can come up with like a rating system right now and do, like a 1 through 4, 4 being, I'm thrilled about this idea, 1 being, eh.
No, I think we got it.
Okay. Yeah, just like if you're like, yeah, not really interested, but I'll be there for you. No. Here's one I think we should do. The history of
John
beer.
says treasure hunt. Treasure hunt show?
Last Man or
Last Man or Woman standing. Well, we're all sitting, so we already lost.
Bob, you need to tune into Andrea's channel on Wednesday nights for the Star Wars game because it's very Three Stooges-ish.
It is like
Yeah.
Three Stooges meet Star Wars Trek.
Yeah.
something.
And John, expand on the treasure hunt concept. I'm not sure exactly what you're saying there. Now, I do want to do a pirate show close to September 19th, I think it is.
Talk like a pirate day.
Right. Which does not fall on a Monday, but we could also combine that pirate episode with the history of rum.
So, pirates and rum.
And that one has a specific date that we would set it up for, which would be 17th.
September 17th?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that one is set already for a date.
Right. That one would, I'd want it to fall close to Talk Like a Pirate Day. Now, we also have history of beer or history of whiskey, etc.
I know Elizabeth can talk a lot on the beer stuff.
History
I
of
don't know
beer?
about history, but as different types.
Then history of beer, thumbs up?
Yeah,
Sure.
good to me. As long as we do whiskey as well.
Okay. I
Then
will
I'm happy.
put that down. I don't want to combine those two because I think
No.
we can cover enough individually.
And the mess.
Well, also, if we could plan it ahead of time, we can schedule, let's each get either the same 4 or 5 beers or whiskeys or different ones, and we can each, like, once per hour.
And then we could pass them.
Well, they eventually all pass. Every beer I
The only
drink has so far.
We'll practice and see how it works out after we're on the second bottle.
Now, I do have a list of conspiracy theory shows. So
I kind of like those.
I'm going to read them off, and then we can go back through. I only have 5 listed, but we can add to it. 9/11,
Okay.
fake moon landing, flat Earth, dolphins are aliens, and scientific experimentation.
You mean dolphins aren't aliens?
I don't even know how that one got in there, but sure.
Yeah.
I have
I have heard.
Another one I think would be good to add is secret societies.
I like secret societies.
I have a book on conspiracy theories and secret societies because I read about this stuff.
How you guys feel about secret societies as a show?
I love it.
Sure.
I love them all. I do.
All 5 of those that I mentioned?
Yeah.
Ed?
Sure.
I don't know if I can do a whole show on each one individually. Yeah.
I'm looking at those, and I
Maybe
kind
the
of agree.
societies, but
Yeah, secret societies.
Yeah, because what was the moon landing?
9/11, moon landing, flat Earth,
flat Earth. Yeah.
which we would just let Elizabeth be devil's advocate there and be on the flat earther side. Dolphins are aliens
how about-
with scientific experimentation.
We could put them into 2 conspiracy theories and then one on the secret societies.
Right.
So that would be 2 shows instead of 1.
Okay. Give me a second. Does anybody feel like any of the other 5 I mentioned, not secret societies, that gets its own show, but the other 5, are any of those worthy of its own show?
I maybe the moon landing or the flat Earth, but I'm not sure. Maybe if we get a flat earther up here,
I just want a whole
they can
show
fly their balloon over.
of me groaning, holding my head, and going, "Are you a moron?"
Well, yeah.
But see, there's a difference between flat Earth and Discworld.
There is. Discworld is awesome.
That would be a show. That could be a show, Flat Earth versus Discworld.
Has anybody read the Discworld novels?
No, but
No.
I met a filmmaker. He made an animated film. I haven't read the book, but his short film, fabulous.
Oh, Neil Gaiman's going to be coming not too far from here next year.
But
God, I would love to go to that, but it's crazy and they're probably sold out. Because Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman wrote stuff together.
So we were talking about combining Flat Earth and what? Discworld. I don't-
Discworld?
by the way, there
No,
are like
versus
there's like 14 books in the series or something.
No, I was saying like flat world or flat Earth versus disc world, or if you want to combine stuff, flat Earth and the moon landing.
Right. Well, with the I have the one conspiracy show with pretty much all 5 that I listed earlier. But we want to do flat Earth versus Discworld. And by the way, each book is unrelated to the others. Same characters, same world. So you see previous characters come in as secondary characters, etc. Kind of fun and cool that way. But this
and there's movies.
There is.
For some of them.
You ever seen Hogfather? Hogfather. Christmas movie. No. Okay, I think we need to avoid the Discworld thing because we don't have enough.
Okay.
Maybe Kevin.
That's fine.
We'll have to. I'm just going to make a note: flat Earth versus Discworld, and we will get Kevin.
And then we could put that on the back burner or something.
Yeah. I do have alternative / holistic medication and big pharmaceutical.
Did we do that one before?
Kind of, sort of.
Eastern versus Western, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So skip
and
that.
Well, it was a different crew, so.
I think that would be good for
do it again?
this group.
Yeah.
Elizabeth?
Sounds good to me. I was just looking up to see if I could find this book I had it in school about ancient alien.
Oh.
Eyes, dolphin. I think I might still have it.
Hold on, I gotta check for any comments here. Okay, so John says, have a hidden treasure with clues or riddles to figure it out. Hillary's emails. We don't.
Well, yeah, because that conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
Should we try to? Is this place haunted? Should we try to contact the ghost, Cameron?
I don't know if it is, but we can do that anyway.
This place as in our house?
No, the plantation.
Oh.
We can do that. That'll be after hours. That'll be just for the people staying.
Yeah.
That'll be just for the people staying in the house that night.
Which hopefully will be most of us. If Ed can get.
I don't want people I don't really know staying because.
That's true. That's true.
So.
Okay, I'm pretty much done with the list of other stuff we have. Now we do have the Japanese culture show that we wanted to redo.
Yes. Can we please do that? Can we do it right, please?
Thumbs up for that one, guys?
Sure.
Okay.
Give it another try, huh?
Oh, yeah. See here. We could do, this one's serious, it might be kind of draggy, but news and agendas, the rise and fall of reporting integrity.
Oh, that sounds like we do serious ones every once in a while.
We do. And I did write down Whose Line, put it in the rotation again. See if God doesn't call down, the end of the world on us again and drop trees on the house.
But here, on another thing, if the universe does not want us to do that show, just let us win like $500 million that night that it's supposed to play, and then we will never do it again.
What was the show again?
Whose Line?
Whose Line is it anyway? Yeah, that's when the tree went through the house or the branch. Yeah.
Happened.
So what about
the world?
Anybody interested in the rise and fall of reporting integrity?
Yeah, I am.
Sure.
Okay. Now we do have a whole list. Hold on, I gotta write down reporting integrity. We do have a whole list of legal system things we can discuss, such as, is marriage outdated? Impartiality in
just like your college degree.
Right. Immigration, insanity defense, redundant or outdated laws. Can we finally get a fair and impartial trial? And we kind of already did the jail system. I don't think we need to hit that one again.
I'm still trying to think because John, we'd have to hide a treasure.
That sounds like we'd have to get out of our chairs. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that very much.
Check your pocket.
Oh,
There's a
that's
treasure.
there.
I found a hole in my pocket. There's that treasure.
Dirty. Us being clean and funny. And you just right.
I think Bob already found the treasure, his pocket.
That's
Bob.
what's jingling.
Hmm.
That was a line in a show. I can't remember. The guy comes up talking to her at work, really sexual. He says, I've asked you to not have your hands in your pockets when you talk to me.
What other ideas, guys? And we have.
I want to have
Mhm.
Ben Scott on the show. He's the director for that horror film that I invested in. I want to have him on the show. He's a rock star in Texas. He's a fun person.
Ben Scott.
Ben Scott. Ben Scott.
The one show thing I talked to you about that because my manager asked me to do a video for, and we're doing all this stuff to raise awareness. But I don't know if that would be a Monday night topic.
Well, we could do a whole show on raising awareness through viral videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if we have them on, it wouldn't be for very long just to talk about the calls and the stuff, and so yeah. But I don't know if you want to do that on a Monday. But yeah, raising awareness through videos, that would be good.
Like we can also talk about the police and their viral videos with the challenges, etc.
It could be fun. Would be a show called "What Really Pisses Me Off." Right?
I like that one.
That all the time.
And we have a catchphrase. No, really.
Don't tell me what to do.
Well, the whole thing, like Family Guy had "What Grinds My Gears" and whatever.
That's it. Yeah, something like that. It really grinds.
Ed, any thoughts
On that? Yeah. Why not?
on anything? Other
On
shows?
I don't know if you wrote that down.
I did.
I'm trying to think because the only thing I could really think of is the conspiracy one and the fandom ones. Hey guys, throw out your thoughts. Sorry, go ahead.
If you're gonna do one that pisses us off, then we have to also, for quality in the universe, to rebalance, have a show with things we love that have changed.
What makes you happy?
Sex.
Hole in his pocket.
Dear Liza. I'm almost done. I have that much to do. And then I could sew the two pieces together.
It's a blanket.
Yeah, because my needles are only so big, so I made half.
Good night, Tempe.
Tempe,
Night,
have a great
Tempe.
night. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Any thoughts
It's
on
brilliant.
shows topic that you could talk about before you go?
Maybe we can talk about movie stuff and props.
Movie props? Is that
What makes a film, or what makes, because
like CG versus what's the other term for real things?
real things. Well, different stuff, because
Props.
the aspects of it, not to get too much into it. If you watch a horror movie, the music makes it, because if you change the music, it changes the tone. Just little, I don't know, like filmmaking and what makes it what it is, I guess. I don't know.
Which
How
Andrew,
about magic gems and the hidden gems and movie magic?
Oh, there you go.
It's true. The music does make it. Hey, there's scenes, no music, just the.
Yeah.
Oh, and I did see. We're off topic.
Oh,
I did see that movie, The Quiet Place. That was fun.
I need to see that. So,
There's a death. You're just damn.
We are up to 18 topics, and they all sound pretty good, and I think they'll make it on the list. In the
Ow.
final cut. So I think we've got
I got one more.
What do you
I
got?
got one more. I love food. Anytime we get to talk about food, be like food and memories.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, because a lot of my memories are related to food.
And every once in a while, there's a bad memory too. Oysters.
Oh. No.
We could call it something along the lines of comfort food and memories.
Something are munchy memories. Munching on memories.
Oh. Oh, I got ideas for that banner. I like making the banners for those shows.
Do you?
I do. And because I didn't always do it, Travis did, and he's like, oh, and he'd just throw stuff together. I'm like, let me do it.
She started
So-
doing them before she was even on the show, and I was happy. Because, I designed them all a very certain way, and it kind of looked the same. So to have a different eye on it added something else to it. And that was nice.
I just like doing the graphic art type stuff. It's fun.
So there we go. I've got the list out in case we come up with something else, but I think we have a pretty good list here.
My needle's bent.
Sorry to hear that.
For
G-spot
her pleasure.
Hmm.
She manhandled that. She woman handled that.
I need some more needles.
Don't bend it back. If you want to bend it back, you gotta heat it up.
Just
Put
rub
it between your thighs.
Real hard.
You like that?
Been going.
Friction.
You don't poke yourself. Careful.
Point it away.
towards the face. And when she's done, instead of it being all straight and everything, it'll be like, ooh.
It'll just make it bigger than the other one.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go lay down for an hour before I gotta head out.
Have a good
Good
night,
night,
Ed.
Yeah.
And we'll chat
Bye.
you again next week for probably one of the 3 we already had planned.
I'll sing that song before I lay down.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Okay.
Aw.
Oh, now I've got to rearrange things.
There were
Hold on.
3.
Let's move over to here. Okay. You guys are all out of frame. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I was working on it. Where's it at? I can't see. Oh.
Oh.
Yay!
You're back. Back in frame.
There we go. Well, that was fun. So,
We stayed on target.
We did good. We did good.
because we did everything else before.
Right, we had
That's
all
right.
Well, also the planning sessions, they can be very concise and direct and, right on and everything.
Well, we're getting the hang of it now, so, See, now, tomorrow I've got to see about getting my van fixed, because I'm thinking, oh, I can get to work this weekend. Oh, how am I going to get home?
Have you heard about our van there, Elizabeth? You have, right? Okay.
She knows.
For anybody not knowing, basically, Andrea has had, like we do with cars, you get a buildup of problems, and finally it hits a head. And, yeah, so she's looking to either repair, which she thinks it's possible for a reasonable amount of money, or, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I'm looking to get a new vehicle anyway. But if it's only going to cost a bit to patch it up so I can use it until then, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, another 6 months until
So the wheel won't turn.
we're
I don't
doing
think it's
reverse.
turning because, in reverse, it won't turn. And because I had to back it up so I could turn it so when in the driveway, in case there's a tow truck or whatever, it's facing the right way. Goes forward fine. But when I was backing up, there's a whole gouge down the driveway where that tire.
For those that don't know, we have a gravel driveway as opposed to a asphalt or concrete driveway. So you
Yeah.
cannot
That would be crazy.
gouge out, a stone driveway.
So
Did we lose the skippers? Are they still with us?
they might be on another tab, so it doesn't show them.
They might be just listening and dozing off to us. Devnall is theoretically still around. And, yeah, in theory, we still have.
So this weekend, when I was really taking it easy and trying a little possible, I occasionally turn off whatever I was watching. I recorded on my phone. I wrote 3 different monologues, and I haven't. Love is a verb is a story about me and the Black Widow. Quite a lot. Just when you think you know it all is a story from Puerto Rico, found at the bottom of the ocean. And the other one is food, chemistry, and alcohol. And I recorded them. I figured I'd transcribe it. All of them ended at 16 minutes.
Oh, wow.
They're a mess and they need help, but I thought, I'm going to end up in a comedy club one of these days. Someone's going to say, well, why don't you do it? And I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to jump up and do it.
Elizabeth, something I have considered doing is doing a Saturday night stand-up on Talk of the Tavern, because I've had a lot of people throughout my life encourage me to do stand-up, and I'm like, I'm not as funny as a professional.
Well, you just have to do it a lot.
Well, what I'm saying here is, if you ever wanted to do it on air, we could do. No.
No, I just said I don't know. I think I want to. I need feedback. I need that.
Right.
I need to be in front of an audience. I don't know. Let's see. Then I'll practice. Let me see if I have time.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe not.
Well, right now it's.
Well,
yes,
here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Practice your material, and one of our murder mystery dinners will be at a comedy club.
She died on stage. I did it in high school, and I think I've been listening to comedians, and some of my favorite are just kind of storytellers. And I don't know. See what happens with it. Maybe nothing. Maybe.
Brian Regan.
I like Jeanette Robinson. She's a professional speaker, and she's 6'2", Southern woman. She's fabulous. I'll send you her link. And I've watched just about everything I can find on Kathleen Madigan. She's fabulous.
Yeah, that's who. Whenever we hear her on Pandora, it's like, that reminds me of Elizabeth.
Do you think so? She's like 5'1". She's tiny.
No,
She's
no.
fun.
We don't know what she looks like.
Yeah.
We listen to her on Pandora, and every time he's like,
"Oh, that's funny."
Yeah, just her speech pattern, her stories, her sense of humor, her style, and all.
I love it. I think she's funny.
I think she's great.
Yeah, you just keep laughing. You just keep giggling. And there are those that are shock and awe. That I enjoy her a lot.
She's relatable, especially when she's talking about her parents and our generation. When she talks about her parents calling her at 6 a.m. from the Home Depot parking lot.
That's right.
There's 3 other cars out here.
One of my favorites is when she talks about the Miss Malaysian airline, and she's on Netflix. Check her out. She's got 2 specials on Netflix.
Oh, I have to see what she looks like now.
She's been doing it a long time. I guess she got in her car in her 20s and just drove across the country, comedy chef. And she does like 300 gigs a year or something.
Oh, good for her.
Some of her biggest fans are like Jerry Seinfeld, Ron White, Big Gun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And she always jokes about drinking and smoking. She's Anyway, I don't know. You know how you just have an urge and you think maybe I should rise down. If I could get booed off stage in New York, I saw that would
Still be something.
be some.
Yeah, but they'd have to care, and you could think they care enough to do that. They paid attention.
They're waiting.
I don't think I could even get up on stage to do that. That takes a lot.
Well,
So-
they give you a time slot and then you just do it. And it works or it doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, just getting up there, that's an accomplishment. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Comedians,
That's
it's a lot of work. And,
Yeah.
you know, watching
It is.
the Jerry Seinfeld special on Netflix, the Comedians in Cars, and just hearing all the comics talk about their experiences, it's really cool. They go through a lot.
I know it was once at an event. It was in California. And all these different art types got together, and one of them were the storytellers, and they were fun because not all of them were hysterical comedians. Some of them were just you just get entranced by these stories. I like that, and I thought that maybe it would help me visualize film a little better. And the other thing they always encouraged animators to do improv class, try to help.
Okay.
Now I have to empty my phone because it says they're running out of space. It's like an hour something.
Like, this is my video phone, and this is my picture phone.
Who is that? Cuttlefish?
Yep.
Yeah.
He hasn't paid me much attention today.
He's been sunning. Him and Otter have been sunning in the window.
Who's he? Into it?
Hmm.
What are you eating?
Ew.
I am making chocolate chip cookies.
Nice. Oh, I found something at the store, and it's like perfect. And I thought of you. And Travis bought it for me today. It's a little cup of roasted red pepper hummus, and then it comes with a little cup of dipping pretzels.
Oh,
It's hummus, but it's like perfect my size, not like 500 gallons.
and
So,
you
yeah.
thought of me.
I did because of the hummus, and you eat a lot of hummus. And the thing is, at work, I had to explain what hummus was to someone. Because I told them that, because they said they're always hungry, but they're trying not to eat, junk food and everything. I'm like, well, I have this friend and she works out and she's always hungry, and she eats hummus because it's filling and it's kind of healthy. It's better than chocolate bars. And they're like, what's hummus?
How old were they?
Younger than us, but still, come on. And they're like, oh, that sounds good. I'll have to try it. All right.
It does sound good.
Well, I like the roasted red pepper hummus. It is good.
I'm getting used to the pace. It's always kind of a disappointment when I eat it. The little things in the middle, they do help. The roasted garlic or the.
Well, that's why this little container is perfect, because the middle stuff ratio to the outside is great. Don't put your finger in that.
Hummus.
Tuma. That's it backwards. Tuma.
Oh my.
Oh man, that would be like a monster. Oh, look at the. Oh, I'm watching The Enchanted. Oh, not Enchanted. That
How is
show on Disenchanted.
How is it?
The first few episodes are a little rough.
Okay.
You're not out of the ballpark. It's not a home run. It gets funnier. It got funnier. It got funnier. It's not bad. It's there's moments it's quite tragic, and it's just being. Give it a gander. Tell me what you think.
Okay.
I've been eyeballing it because I do enjoy Matt Groening's work in
The
general.
first episode is the worst. They do get better.
Okay.
Well,
And it's fun to
you
see the
gotta start
demon running
somewhere.
around. What was that?
You gotta start somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere. It's got sword fighting monsters and demons. How bad can it
Oh, what is it? We what? Gallivant. Is it Gallivant?
be? Oh, yeah, I
Gallivant.
like that show.
We loved
Oh
it.
my god, I love that.
Oh,
But there were only two
fabulous.
seasons. Only 2 seasons.
Well,
I know.
I'm kind of glad they only went 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Because they did, repeat season 1's plot line season 2, and they made fun of doing that. And it's one of those things, we enjoyed it all the way through, which is much better than a show. By the time you get to
Well,
a certain point, you're like, I
you're
don't
like,
care if I watch it again. I mean, I liked it, but I don't care.
Did they wrap it up though?
They
Yeah.
did.
Did they? Okay. Is that
Well,
on Netflix?
It was.
I took it off.
I can check. Give me a second.
But see, the thing is, I wish there was more stuff like that. It's fun. It's silly. There's singing. There's magic. I really. And like Dirk Gently. Have you seen that? Oh. I guess a lot of people didn't like that. It's British, right, Travis?
It is. It is. And Gallivant is still on it. And when I pull up Gallivant, it also recommends things like The Good Place, Disenchantment, Unbreakable
Oh.
Kimmy Schmidt. So
I love Kimmy Schmidt. That was funny. But Dirk Gently, it's on Hulu right now. And he's Dirk Gently, the holistic detective.
now, are you familiar with Douglas Adams, who did Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yes.
Well, he had a second series of books. There's 2 books. Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency and another one.
Yeah.
And they do a pretty good job of catching the spirit of it. It is wacky, off the wall, confusing, fun, silly, and in the British style. It's like he starts with 12 things that have nothing to do with each other, and by the last episode of the season, they're all tied very much together. And it stars what's his name that played Frodo, Elijah Wood, but not as Dirk Gently, as the supporting character.
Yeah, and it's really good.
Yeah, it's a fun series, but it's a little offbeat, so I'm sure it threw a lot of people that just went, I don't get it. Because it's intelligent, but intelligent in a very silly way.
I think that's why I liked it.
But Gallivant is on Netflix if you want to add that in.
All right. Well, that's the curse of being an artist. You're sometimes far ahead. And then everyone catches up and you've already done your piece.
By the way, in Gallivant, Dan Fogelman, who wrote Tangled, created the series, and Alan Menken, who did the music for Beauty and the Beast and many others, co-wrote the songs.
That's what caught my eye about it.
Yeah, it's.
I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed Cop Rock. Remember that one that came out?
I do. I never saw a single episode because I didn't have TV at that point.
I love musicals. I don't care if people. I love
do
them. Watch them. I love it. I did not like the Xena musical.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh God.
I didn't like the Buffy musical and the Drew Carey Show musical.
Yeah. Hollywood is notorious for always having actors be singers. They're acting fairly. You need to have singers who can act. So go to Broadway.
I like the Psych musical. Psych is great.
I didn't see it. I never watched it.
I have all this show. I watch it all the time. I really like that show. It's
Don't they have like a pineapple every episode?
yeah, they do.
That's the hook.
Sorry.
Oh, and a show I shouldn't like, and I do, and it's just awful. It's Shameless.
Is what?
Is what?
Shameless.
Oh yeah.
It's so
Right.
depressing.
Well, here's the thing. I'm like, okay, this family's so messed up and so dysfunctional, but they're supportive of each other.
They do.
So I like that part of it. And no matter how bad someone messes up, they're still there for each other. So, which is kind of good.
Family and fast.
And it makes me feel better about my life.
By the way, Andrea, under musicals, they do have trolls, just so you know.
You know what? No. I can't watch that
Trolls?
movie. I can't watch it.
Why?
Do you want to hear the whole story? Okay.
Do I?
So, yeah, it's a fun story. In Trolls, it's an okay movie, but it's a musical, and there's a point where they do Cyndi Lauper's, what's the song, Andrea?
Girls, whatever. True Colors.
True Colors.
So they fucked it up.
No. It's a duet
Yes.
between Justin Timberlake and Anna Kendrick. And we watched it, and Andrea didn't think anything about it, but I got choked up during it. And we were watching it again a few days later, and Andrea's sitting there, and I paused it when this came on. I'm like, do you know why I got choked up? And she's like, no. I'm like, because I thought of you, because the song is all about, I just want to see you happy. Hey, who just joined us? Oh, Unitalo. I think I'm reading that right. It's very small print from back here. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. But it makes me think of you, because all I want to do is see you happy. And when you're upset or angry or anything, all I want to do is make you happier. And she got a bit choked up and upset then, as in emotional, not as in angry. And I held her hand, and she's like, stop it. And she starts crying, and we watch it, and we go on. It's like a week or two later, we're in the car, and I have Pandora on, and she is in a super bad mood. She is just pissed to no end about life and things going on, and the song comes on. I don't say a thing. I just reach over and hold her hand, and she starts crying. She was in such a great mood after that moment the
Fuck
rest
that
of the
movie.
day.
Just fuck that movie.
And it's animated.
Mhm.
And it's animated.
Yeah.
God, such magic.
Yeah, so it's not a great movie, but it's still it's okay. And I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I enjoyed it. It's fun and stupid, and then it has that moment in it, which, yeah. Now it makes Andrea say, what does it make you say?
What?
What does that movie make you say now?
Me?
Yeah.
No, just fuck that movie.
Yeah. By the way, if you haven't seen Shrek the Musical, definitely worth watching.
Oh my god, that's so funny. It's so not for kids. At all. I'm trying to see if I can open this. Because he sent me...
I haven't seen Trolls. I've seen Gnome.
The
whole
old
thing.
one from the 70s?
No, it had Nomeo. And
Nomeo.
Romeo and Juliet. Yeah.
I said I didn't watch the whole thing. I walked in, I think, beginning, mid-second act, I think.
That's just fun, especially all the references and the puns and everything is just wonderful. And we haven't seen Sherlock Gnomes yet, but we're going to. That's part 2.
Ed sent me that MP3 of that song, and I can't get it to download or work.
I'll help you out with it after the show. It's only 15 minutes left.
That sucks.
But yeah, if you can watch Shrek the Musical on Netflix, they take
I think it's still on there.
It is. I just looked at it. The adult humor, and they knock it up like 2 notches. It's definitely much more of an adult orient, and they filmed the stage production, the Broadway production.
It's great. It's funny.
Yeah, and there's like more songs in the animated movie. A lot more songs.
And I really like. I mean, right now on Broadway, all the movies are becoming Broadway. Not all of them. Sure. Even Pretty Woman. And I I'm very interested. I regret missing. I wasn't up here. The Little Mermaid. I was really intrigued underwater storm. But I really want to. I saw a bit of Frozen on television, and the way they do magic and make things, it's really extraordinary. The visual effects.
When I took Aiden to Disney World 10 years ago now, we saw, it was Finding Nemo, but it was the stage production of Finding Nemo. And so it's like an hour and a half stage production.
Oh,
So
dude.
it's people in costumes, so you've got a head and arms popping out of Dory.
Right.
But the way they did like the background fish, where they were like the wavy ribbon kites that they'd run by with, and the whole thing was just awesome. And I bought the soundtrack because it has all kinds of songs, and yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of that. So I'd
He
be
plays
interested.
it all the time.
I don't play it enough. I should add it to more playlists.
Of all the things to listen to, I've caught myself listening to my nature sounds when I'm walking around New York.
Uh-huh.
And I
'Cause they
noticed,
don't have it.
well, I was on the subway and I had tropical rainforest on. I think it was something very stressful was happening around me,
Mm-hmm.
and someone would not get off the train. They all wished they would. I was trying anything, and I forgot it was on, and I was walking through the Bronx all happy and relaxed, and I realized that was still in my rainforest.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know,
There you go.
okay. Have you seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall? I think was the
Yeah.
movie.
That is so funny. I need to watch it.
The
I
rock
want to read
opera
that
thing.
script. Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
I did.
And then I've been watching this show. It's called The Fosters. It's about a foster family, whatever. Well, for one of the kids' senior project, they do a rock opera of Romeo and Juliet. And it was really cool. How come we don't have more of these?
Rock operas?
Yeah.
Because they can't market it. Because on radio, you only get, like, I don't know the time, but you only get slots, and it's too hard to fit it in.
Well, I mean, like, do they have them on stage and stuff?
Yeah. I would say many of Broadway's shows are rock operas.
Well, do they have them where, I mean, I don't know.
School of Rock. Right now, School of Rock, they have an actual kid rock on stage that they perform in.
Well, see, I'm just now really getting into this stuff, and I'm like, where can I access this to see more of these things? Because they kind of fascinate me right now. It's my new thing.
You want a really good rock opera? I got one from the 80s. It's right up your alley. It takes place in Victorian England, and it's War of the World.
War of the World?
Oh.
And David Essex plays.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, you love it.
All right.
Write this down so I don't forget.
See, I'm not really big into musicals, but that stuff I could. Yes, I like that.
Prepare to cry.
Damn
What's
it.
his name? Justin from the Moody Blues song. It was a compilation album. A bunch of cool artists, musicians got together and made it.
Nice.
Yeah. I even still have the record LP. It opens up, and then inside there was an insert. It was, I don't know, a dozen or so pages. But when you opened it, there were paintings, and it covered both pages of Victorian England, what the aliens looked like, War of the World. Got it, sunshine. My mother bought it for us when we were, I was 8, and she thought, oh, this is kind of interesting.
Oh.
I was 10.
Nice.
And that's right.
We only have like 10 minutes left.
We do.
Wow.
Hey, did you get my postcard?
The flat tire one? No.
You will eventually.
I haven't got one.
I either sent it or I green dice it. That's sitting in my.
Well, we shall see.
I'm putting my money on the latter. It's still in my room.
Okay. Are we gonna raid anyone today?
Let's see here. See who we have. I was adding more things on Netflix. Let me look over who we have here. There is a D&D, actually a Shadowrun game going on, or Bonsai
Oh.
Baby, or World of Warcraft, or there's music. What does everybody want to see after the show ends here in 10 minutes?
I don't know. What's on Twitch Presents this time? They're not doing
Pokemon.
any. They're not doing anything right now, are they?
Pokemon.
Oh. I liked when they had the Knight Rider stuff. I like that stuff. That was fun.
I do have a guy who's doing art, sketching. Like I said, a lot of music.
Who has the least amount of viewers?
Currently, it'd be Kitex, who's doing a video game. But we can send folks over here to Matt's sketch stream.
Well, that'll be fun.
Music or art, guys? They have the least amount of viewers right now.
Let's do some art.
Art it is.
And I put in the thing, so everybody copy that and then paste it in the chat. Steve John agrees art is fun.
And I'll set it up to send us over there when we're done here in a few minutes. And the rest.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Now, Andrea, are you joining me for any of the shows this week?
Maybe. Let's see what happens tomorrow when I take my van in.
Aww.
It's a good point. She might not be in the mood. What about you, Elizabeth? If you have free time, you're welcome to join.
All right. I'll consider it. I'm probably catching up on all the writing. I'm way behind.
I understand. Sometimes if you let me know in the middle of the show, it's harder to work you in than if you let me know before.
All right. Probably not tomorrow.
Okay, no problem.
Maybe later when I get a little catch up.
But
I think I'm going to try to do a rewrite.
Okay. Well, with our usual time slot of 3 to 6 p.m., Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, guys, I will be doing our probably either gaming, Star Wars The Old Republic, or possibly the usual thing of let's just get together and chat, giving advice, that kind of stuff, listening to you and putting our thoughts in. I do have some topics that I want to go over. And don't forget, at nights from 8 to 10, sometimes later, we have Andrea LeChat, where we
That's
go over
me.
Andrea's channel. And hold on, let me do a quick shout.
I got it. I did it.
Ah, thank you. It's and we do tabletop role-playing games. Tuesday night is Crypto Mysteries, where it's Cthulhu meets Scooby-Doo with a sprinkling of Dresden Files and Supernatural. Wednesdays is Star Wars, which don't get stuck on the word Star Wars there. It is our own thing.
It's a space adventure.
Like Three Stooges meet Firefly. And then Thursday, where Elizabeth joins us again on Thursday nights, we have After Hours City Defenders, where we have a group of superheroes in a near-future dystopian borderline cyberpunk world. All superpowers, well, most superpowers are
We're super all right.
related to genetic modification and nanotechnology. Which, by the way, come the end of the season, Elizabeth, I do want to, because it seems like the players are leaning towards a bit of a meteor game and less of one-off things. When I see you guys grabbing prisoners and interrogating them for more information, that's looking for a heavier plot line than what we currently have. So I'm going to definitely explore that with you guys and talk about it come the end of the season, which the season ends next month in the 3rd week.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to talk to you about it.
Okay.
Too tired.
You were told to talk to me about it?
Yeah.
Dan
I
couldn't come
think.
to me directly.
No, you told me to talk to you.
Oh, okay.
about-
Lube guns are not for interrogating. No, they're for parties.
Don't tell us what to do. We do our own style.
Max RPG is also one of the players in the
He
game,
is.
and yeah, there was a lube gun and some fuzzy handcuffs involved.
There was. And a car lift in a mechanic shop. Those three
That's
things all
how he
together.
interrogates.
I don't think he was interrogating as much as just trying to subdue or make new friends. I don't
Who
know.
knows?
Hey, did you guys, Andrea, did you try that aligning shock music?
Not yet. I have to, because my phone's all messed up, I have to download it onto my tablet.
I'm telling you, that has saved more time. And all you have to do is lie there. Right? And it's just go in order.
Uh-huh.
It works. I'm telling you.
Okay.
No, John, you did not use the rubber mat.
I've
This
done it on an airplane.
That worked.
I'll have to try that tonight.
Was it
Cool.
awkward having people walk around you when you're laying flat in the aisle?
No, not at all.
That's
It
good.
got awkward when they asked me to put my clothes back.
Because you had the earphones in and couldn't hear them.
No. They wouldn't. They kept spilling my drink.
Excuse me, ma'am.
We never even had to use these.
I know. Yeah, but save it. You never know.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we'll definitely need it at most points, if not some point. So
And I'm assuming everyone heard us and you remember to turn the mics back on. So,
I did. I wrote a list, and then that list I took and put it on
because
the
if
back
we
of my
forgot, now would be a little bit late.
and awkwardly hilarious.
Oh, this is all the yarn I have left. It's almost gone.
Oh. Yummy, yay.
Then your blanket will be done.
Yeah, and I have 2 scarves and a blanket, so
Then you
I
got to
really like this.
staple them together.
Actually, I was thinking of if the Dollar Tree has more of this yarn, making this, sewing this on as a ruffle around the blanket.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because I did that in like 2 days of just whatever.
Oh. I'm looking around on my drives. Just I know I have War of the Worlds, right? And I came across some photos of eating.
Yay, kitties!
Put it on.
Put that in there. That's,
And we
I
got
like
about
the people
2
stuff.
minutes till we raid the next guy.
Oh, yay!
So
Excuse
get ready for that.
You okay?
I have hiccups.
Is this contagious hiccup? You need to eat. Are you empty?
No, I've been eating grapes, but I think it's this lemonade. I picked up the wrong one. It's called Simply Light. And it has some artificial stuff in there.
I could definitely mess with you.
I don't do diet stuff, but
Add it. I understand. People always want to order desserts. You know, a friend wanted to go just only eat cheesecake like for a meal. I have no interest. Don't do sugar. Oh, I got my haircut.
Nice.
I noticed that.
Okay, guys,
Yeah,
we're going to head over in the raid. Ladies, feel free to keep talking, and we'll see you guys next time around. Thanks for joining us. So hang out for that raid. We'll be over there shortly.
Thanks for joining us in the discussion.